The internet is a...
And it went back to the right spot!
It did go back to the right spot. Oh my,
God. Okay, I'm gonna leave now.
Hot dog!
I was going to turn my camera off for a second, but I'm here.
Just in time for my second epiphany that I'm going to tell you all, and then we're going to hop into the recap. Second epiphany I came to is that running a D&D campaign is a lot like walking a dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta have the leash loose a little bit and let them sniff where they wish, as long as they're on the right path. Sometimes you gotta let them off the leash on the open pastures and see where it takes them. Sometimes you gotta keep the leash close, make sure they stick to the route you're on, and every now and then you have to just let them stop and do their business at their own pace.
And sometimes you have to scoop up the little one that won't stop yapping at the big ones.
Yeah.
You're just like, do you want to make it through this fucking campaign or not?
But I just feel like this analogy is perfect, you know?
Yeah. We are well known for our shits along the way.
Or being shits along the way.
I won't take that back. I refuse to rephrase
stepping
it as
in
well.
shit along the way. You know, I think this works on many, many dimensions, honestly.
Why are you stepping in shit?
Did you not hear what Josie just said?
No, I have been the whole time.
Oh, what?
No, you ran and got
you
They were right next to my computer, all right?
They are such budget. Next time I'll show you what mine looks like.
Do you like mine?
Wait, Josie.
You have to legally like mine or I get to cry.
I do.
So Orb has shown his, and now Josie's going to show hers, and Cuddly's showing hers. Like, why are we all showing each other?
I can. I'll do it. I'll do it.
TOS.
Do it. Wait, you don't like my cat ears? What's wrong with you?
My cat ear is a little floppy, all right?
That's okay.
Oh, no. Oh no! Behind the scenes with Josie, we see everything. The mirror, we see the computer.
Oh my god!
Is broken. Wait, I'm pretty sure I can see me again. Oh my god.
Oh my lord! Hey, you're not crying.
Well, I saw myself earlier. Oh,
I won't lie. I was
Lacy.
gonna buy a pair like that.
Lacy.
Instead.
And they got bells and bows.
Oh, nice.
Positive vibes.
I like it.
We love that.
No, to be honest, I literally only put them on because someone in Cuddly's chat went, "Can Orb put on the cat ears?" So I went, "No problem at all."
But I'm clapping the hands. This means we're doing the thing. Hold on, I'm doing.
Or like they did in primary school music class, they're like, we'll give them a round of applause.
Can we do Silent Coyote? No?
Oh.
What?
You don't have coyotes in...
Well, fuck you.
Silent
Dingo then, I guess.
I don't know what that is. Is it to make kids shut up? Oh, well,
it's the dingo.
It's clearly not working because we haven't shut up yet.
Girls are not elementary school kids, so I can see the difference.
Shh, the teacher told us to shush.
Although sometimes you probably forgive us for people believing we are elementary school children.
We're good to go.
So, as we do the roll call, I'm going to need you all to say what your predictions are for today. Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers.
Playing the Elven Ranger Rogue, Arthur Orlet III, we have Wettest Orb.
Arthur's going to be terrible at combat.
Playing the Gnome Druid, Nana Melivora. We have
Present. Shams was in the lava lake the whole time.
Oh.
It's Shams all the way down.
Playing the Human Cleric, we have known as Rudy Magic Hands McGee. We have Ozzy Devfram.
Rudy will not be fine.
And last but not least, playing the Human Warlock, Gerald the Wizard, we have Roju from Participation Award.
Oh, I mean, Gerald's going to be so brave. You just, like, wow.
Yeah.
It's really turning over a new leaf. This game.
And we do not have Good at Home. Good at Home is off on other business. George will be Gundam piloted by me. It will be very quiet, George, and we will simply see how the day goes. Now I hope everyone is in Syrinscape and ready for some.
Yep.
Oh no. Nope.
On a side point for anyone else, I am no longer on call ever again.
Yay!
The only times I
Wait,
won't
my
be
prediction
here
was that
is
Orb
when
was
I'm
gonna get a
doing
call
things
out.
with my family.
And us.
Imagine a work-life balance.
So my family and my family.
Oh. Okay, I'm now in Syrinscape.
I don't claim him.
Yes.
I am so.
Yes. I.
No, clapping.
Wait, what? Wait, why are we? Can we just play? What are we doing?
No! Do this first!
I'm going to the. I'm going to the battle map.
You off.
Oh,
There you go. Beautiful timing, Josie. That was great.
battle map. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
Are
sorry,
you
we're going
ready
straight to battle map. That is right.
To resume the battle.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
Why do
are
I
there
hear
lasers?
gunshots? Why is there
Yeah.
lasers? Are we in Star Wars?
We've got lasers now, don't you know? You missed a lot at the end of the last session.
Yeah,
I
fire
did.
elementals pulled out pieces and started firing. It was actually.
No,
quite
I've turned off. Sorry, I've turned off the lasers. They should stop.
No, they're
It's
still.
all right. It's only from stormtroopers. They can't hear things.
Okay.
so.
I don't think I hear anything. What?
Yeah, I got
Supposed
it.
to.
Might maybe turn it up a tiny bit, but I got it. I'm like
Oh.
flamey stomping and stuff. Yeah.
Should I just...
Dum, dum,
Nah,
dum,
it's okay.
dum,
We go without it this time.
dum.
Sorry, guys.
I like it.
I have
good.
turned it off all the way. It is not
Good
working.
vibe.
I just. There we go. Here we go. Why are there sirens?
We don't have.
I
Because
turned
it's
down-
siren
I'm not
space.
hearing any sirens.
I was. Hold on.
It's probably the Dwarven police. Don't worry about it.
You're under arrest.
No, we're under fire.
After arriving in the underground city of Tarkar, built along the cavernous dome that overlooks a lake of magma, the party sought out the first clue on the path to find the Ur-Dragon Shams. The party met with the head of the sorcerer families, Veron, and Arthur was given the directions to the true location of Shams, but in the process was magically prevented from telling anyone how to get there. Nana asked the party to go on ahead as they left the sorcerer family's district, and when they passed by the hospital, she went inside and found out one but two familiar faces. Little Jacaranda, who had been an orphan she'd taken in, had left some years ago and kept in touch via letter. Some of those letters had stopped a few years ago and was one of Nana's reasons for leaving home and going back on the road. Nana also did what she came to do, visiting her father for the first time in many decades. Martin, having survived the process of bleaching, was now in a near catatonic state, muttering only a few words in response to his daughter's presence, and Nana left with a promise of taking him somewhere better. The party then went to lunch with Jack and found out he had made a pact with a local Titanic known as Vulcanus, and under the supervision of the sorcerer families was going through a transformation to take on some of its suffering and power. On their way to the surface to leave the city and head towards their goal, they were suddenly pulled into a conflict between guards and elementals and was asked as volunteers to volunteer. And we pick up at the start of combat after Nana has polymorphed one of the fire elementals into a tiny lizard. At the top, Gerald, it's your go.
All right. I see a number of nasties surrounding our precious cleric down there. Is
Yes.
that correct?
That is correct.
This is true.
All right. Well, I guess I need to do something about them, don't I? Let's see. What have we got?
Assistance would be fantastic.
What have we got in the toolkit?
How many Eldritch Blasts do you have?
Yes. All right. I'm gonna pop off some scorching rays. Oh wait, that's not a terrible idea.
I was about to say,
No.
hold on.
Hold on. Look,
Fire
we're
is not gonna
just,
solve the
you know,
situation,
I wasn't prepared to go first.
Fight
and
fire with fire.
fight fire with
Come
fire
on.
is a very
It's really
traditional
way.
method of. Anyway, let's see what I've got in the toolkit that isn't fire.
Eldritch Blast.
I mean, yeah, Eldritch Blast is nice, but I'd like more blasts if possible. But let's see if there's anything else I can do.
Like a firefighter's hose.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay,
Rudy, you're up next. Just so
I've
you
got
know.
an idea.
I don't like. when you
Josie,
say
tell
that.
me what my chances of pulling this off would be. If I were to get on my broom and, in an extreme panic, fly down to strafe in front of our precious cleric, and while blasting with a cone of cold. Could
What
I do it
exactly-
without murdering our cleric?
Is that a flyby cone of cold?
Yeah.
Not if you wanted to hit all three of them. No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm looking because they're kind of like flanking him on either side, and like it's a little triangle around him essentially, isn't it?
Yeah, you could hit two of them, and Rudy would be safe, but not if you want to hit all three.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Now you'll have to remind me: were these damaged at all last week?
With
The
the
big
rain,
one is
right?
the big one is severely damaged as it is raining on them.
Yeah.
And the other two have taken some minor damage.
Okay.
The only undamaged one is currently a tiny lizard in Nana's hand.
Which I love
But
for it.
Nana's gonna go like that.
Just chuck it into the fire lake. It'll be fine. Love it.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna try and get away with hopefully getting rid of the big one with an Eldritch Blast, and then maybe damaging one of the other ones. So
Okay.
first one's gonna be Eldritch Blast at the big guy.
Pew pew!
That should hit. That's a 31 to hit.
Yeah, 31 hits.
Yeah. And we've got 10 force damage.
10 force damage is a good hit.
First blood of the stream.
Yeah, you shoot first one hits.
Still up?
Definitely yeah, it's still up.
Alright.
A piece of fire is dissipated. It looks like it's shrinking. There's still the rain around. That hits as well.
He's like pop heads up and like, ugh! Ugh!
Nice hits there, Gerald.
Thank you, I'm trying!
Try again, please.
14 force damage.
Try
This
again.
thing's keeping its form maintained barely. It's flickering. It's just the rain coming down on it. These blasts having hit it. It's
Damn.
the volume and the density of the mass of the fire is nearly gone. It's having a hard time keeping its form.
That's all I've got. Good luck. And I continue to take cover.
Okay, take cover. Rudy, it is your turn.
Alright, now, you fire elementals, see here. If there's one thing you've underestimated, it's how close I am with Urgathoa. And you know what they say about clerics and how close they are with their deities? And Rudy kind of leans into where he thinks the fire elemental's face is and, again, tries to wink, but forgetting he doesn't have any eyelids. They tend to be kind of immortal. And he casts Cure Wounds at 5th level on himself.
Oh,
I
shit.
love that you forget that I don't think they can speak common.
And he heals himself for 21.
Yeah, 21 is good.
He probably doesn't know that.
These fire elementals like, if he's so immortal, why is he healing himself?
Oh, and one last thing, they tend to get a little bit angry. And I believe he can swing his hammer, I think. No, he cannot swing his hammer.
No,
so
you
he
cannot.
just keeps talking to it like it understands it.
Yeah. I'd say Arthur, with your perception, as high as it is, though Rudy's clothes look completely fine, even though he's been scorched, his clothes look fine.
Yeah.
But as he's doing, like, leaning in towards his fire elemental, you just see out of the sleeves and by his feet just these like pockets of maggots just fall out and start crawling away.
Oh.
Oh my god, do they like pop because they're so close to the fire?
Oh my.
Sizzling, you start to hear like sizzling.
Popping and sizzling.
Arthur,
Oh.
it's your turn.
So Arthur has his sword out, right?
Yeah,
Forbidden
your bow is
popcorn.
on the ground, next to you, by your feet.
Why did I even say that?
But it's an action to pick it up.
No, it's you can do it if you drop your sword. If you just free drop it, you can pick up your bow.
Oh, well, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
Um,
So you drop the sword, you kick the bow up, you get ready
Yes.
to shoot.
Nice.
the big one is gonna get a hit from me.
Yeah, I don't think you can. You miss.
What?
If you
Oh,
rolled
no.
anything, if you rolled anything but a natural one, you would have hit.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
I am so
You kick
sad.
the bow up,
So funny.
you grab an arrow, you shoot, and then you feel as you're about, you pull the arrow back, you aim, and you just. You remember the maggots on the ground and the arrow slice off.
He's gonna try to do it again.
Yeah,
Does
go
it
for it.
still hit Rudy? Does it still hit Rudy? Well, those maggots really got to you, man. Tell me these still hit Rudy for some
hang on.
reason.
I'd like to point out continuity
Yeah.
error here. Orb said something that was wrong answers only, or Arthur being bad at combat.
Yeah, you need to pick a different one.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. But yeah, these arrows, you shoot towards the fire elemental twice, but both
You
times
rolled
just
another
look at
one?
Rudy. You look at Rudy and you start dry heaving,
Oh, it says the
and
man
you
who
aim
failed
slightly
and
off.
dies.
Rudy, though they miss, 2 arrows like cut through your robes and just go flying like they were just next to you.
You know what? You need to try harder. Gerald needs to try more. You need to try harder, please.
So Arthur, he's gonna attempt the third, but he goes, "This must be all Rudy's fault."
Yeah.
That's the way Arthur's thinking. He's got that
Right,
friggin'
right.
arrow tactic
As you
but
do.
for some
As you
reason
do.
all my arrows just go to him.
Yeah, Rudy's doing something to your arrows, man.
Yeah,
Like,
we need to figure this out. Coming
So Arthur's gone crap. You said that's a lizard up front of Nana?
Don't you
Is that-
dare!
is that-
Yeah, the fire elemental that was in front of Nana, she polymorphed into a small lizard, and
I
now
thought
she's
I'm
holding
holding
it.
it.
Oh. Shit,
arrow just
what
goes
the
through the
fuck?
lizard into your head. Like,
Yeah, crit 20 on
It
that.
just gets stuck, and then it turns back into a fire elemental
Yeah.
that attacks you.
Shit.
And what are you doing?
Arthur can't do much else now.
Oh, you know you want to fire another arrow.
You wanna leave
For
that
shits
do.
and gigs, yes, he's gonna do
Let's,
another arrow.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Roll your natural 20 and let's go.
Oh, thanks.
28. Okay, roll
Yeah.
for
And then he's
damage.
gonna hit Rudy
That's-
anyway.
that's-
You
the
do
big
you
one.
do get sneak.
That is
So
13.
Rudy, you take 9 points of piercing damage as you get one right in your ass again. As the arrow, this time you aim true. You aim at the fire elemental, the large one in front of Rudy, and you just see the arrow curve ever so slightly and just stunk right into the rotten bony ass of Rudy Magic Hands McGee.
So, in a bit of rage. Actually, not in a bit of rage.
you know, maybe the
Arthur's just
zeroing
gonna-
on your bow's off.
Arthur's gonna put down his bow. He's just gonna drop it.
Yeah.
He's gonna try and kick up the sword. I don't know if he'll let me do that. But, anyways.
Oh, not this turn.
Okay. Essentially, he's swearing at Rudy, going, "What the is wrong with you?"
What is wrong with me? What is wrong with you? You fired it. Wait, I didn't. When did that happen?
Please
There
take
is
out the fire elementals,
There's
please, team.
something wrong with you.
Now's
Can we
not
have
the
this
time.
discussion outside of combat, please?
I am my turn.
Let's see. Yeah, and it's George's turn, and George is just going to start a whisper like, "Why are you all so fucking useless? Why can't we just be done with this? I thought we were going somewhere else. I thought this was gonna be a good time, you know." And it's gonna cast dissonant whispers on the big fire elemental.
Yeah.
That was very
And,
on-brand George, Josie. Well done.
That is
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
That is. Somebody clip it, cause yeah.
Let's see. The fire elemental fails, and as George is whispering, the fire elemental in front of Rudy just goes out. Like the flames just flicker out of existence.
So sad.
Oh, I don't know what I did, but I clearly did something.
It was me, you fool.
No, it wasn't. You fired at my butt.
Is it
Meanwhile,
gone?
after Nosel's George.
But yeah. And George is gonna stay put. It is now the two fire elementals in front of Rudy. They are currently both in the range, so they do have disadvantage on their attacks, but they are going to actually looking around. I'm gonna do. Nope, they're both staying put. The first one is a 10 to hit. I believe that misses.
Yep.
Second one is a natural 1.
Oof.
So they try to strike you, but their fiery limbs go out as the sheer mass becomes too thin as they reach out, and it just dissipates in the heavy rain that Gerald has summoned. The other one, natural 1, and a 14.
Nope.
So they try to swing at you, but no avail. The one in Nana's hand is a lizard, and it is going to. I'm gonna
Gently lick your hand.
you take you take 1 point of damage as it like bites you, like the little bit, like the skin bit between your forefinger and thumb.
Oh,
Yeah, that is prime lizard real estate, though.
That is so.
That would really
So
hurt
true.
too. You wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to close your
I need
fingers.
to make a concentration save.
Oh no. This little lizard bite breaks her concentration.
Yeah, it's a Constitution save, and you
Oh, a
need to be.
Constitution. Yeah.
That's actually hilarious. If it will.
Suddenly, fire.
Suddenly fire.
Watch
That'll-
it happen.
then it'll be like, this is a magic trick I learned.
Yay.
Hey, look at this lizard turn into fire.
Oh wow! Imagine.
Burn touch.
And you just succeed.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah. Nana's not expecting it. She thought they were buds now.
Or-
And they were like,
For those of you who have concentration spell, the rule is you make a Constitution save after you take damage, and the DC, what you have to beat, is either 10 or half of the damage you took, whichever is higher.
mm.
But the lowest is always 10.
Okay.
I did my required reading that you asked me to.
Good boy. Here, have head pads. But yeah, so it bites you, and there's a moment where it looks like it's about to burst into flames again, and you're like, please, stop, calm down.
Not like this.
It's trying to like
Anna, it
pry
is
its
your
little
turn.
jaws off.
Yeah.
you gonna do, Nana?
Basically, and she kind of goes, oh, "You have to let go." Okay. Now, do you want to end up like them? Don't they look not happy? You need to go back in the lake. And she like puts it on the ground and gives it a little like very gentle butt
Scoot.
bump, scoot, like a scoot towards the
Make-
lake. And she goes, "Go on, go on, get."
Make an animal handling check.
Very confused fire elemental.
Like,
Wait,
oh, Nana.
theoretically, if it's a
Wait.
lizard now, right? Could Arthur not use communicate with animals to communicate with the lizard form of the
I
fire
have it
elemental?
on. Oh wait, do I have that?
Animal handling is a skill.
Yeah, I tried to.
I don't hear
Okay,
about
no,
it.
it's alright. It
So yours,
said it was
yours
gonna
is
roll
for
before and then it did
plants.
not.
Your special thing is for plants only.
Yeah, and I don't have the other spell on. I don't think. And
But
I'm
give us
sorry,
an
I
angle
thought
and-
I had it rolling, and then it did not roll. And I was like,
Oh, it didn't roll. Gerald, you're up next. by the
would
way.
not roll.
Roger.
It was only an 8.
You give it a shoot, like a scoop, like go, yep, and it just like does the thing where it's just completely still.
Pretending to be like that's dead.
It's just
Like-
like not doing anything. It's like completely frozen.
It's just like you're scooting a statue.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
The fire elementals in front of Rudy look like they're not having very much luck, I suppose. Let's see, I haven't used any spells or anything, have I? No, I guess I could...
But it might break your concentration, so just remember.
If you cast another concentration spell,
Yeah.
it breaks.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna cast another one. I was just maybe gonna go over... in case you needed help.
Oh no, I'm fine. I've got an arrow in my ass again, and
Rudy, you've got an arrow in your axe again!
thank you, Nana. I see it. I don't feel it though, which is
Don't worry,
concerning.
I'll come get it! And I'll like
Yeah, the-
half close the distance there, just a little.
You want to get like halfway there?
Halfway there. Whoa.
I'm gonna roll an attack of opportunity for Lizard.
Oh,
Good. Do it.
19 to hit. You take
That
one
hits.
more point of damage.
Wow.
Oh, you are a little shit, aren't you?
Just like nips your ankle as you go.
Oh my god.
Mental note to make something that doesn't bite.
He wanted to go home so bad last time that I felt so bad for it. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, I rolled for it.
Listen here, you little shit.
No,
17. Yeah, you're fine. You're
Yeah.
fine.
You need to go eat a bug.
Gerald, your turn.
Okay, so the two fire elementals there, are the only two left in this?
Yes.
That you can see it.
That I
You
can
can
see.
see- one is, yeah, the one is a little lizard.
Right, but the two in front of Rudy, I mean, specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're still around.
Okay, because I had an idea. What would happen if I flew up on the broom and cast Cone of Cold into the rain, therefore creating a hail of very sharp icicles?
I love the Divinity
Actually,
Original Sin 2
I love it.
Yeah.
accommodations there.
Just as like a fun, because like sure I could fly down there and just Cone of Cold the two of them directly. But wouldn't this be more cool?
It would be really cool. It
Valid
would be
points.
really-
That's what I would like
You
to
know
attempt.
what? I'd say if you want to attempt it, then attempt it. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
tell you before you do anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt it if you'll.
I think
gonna
it's
so-
fly-
worth attempting.
Fly above the monsoon clouds that you've summoned, and your cone of holding down into the clouds.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend the 5 charges from the staff, and I'm
Do
gonna.
you still want to hit the two elementals in the initial burst?
Well,
as
because I figure they're both in the rain at the moment, right?
Yes.
So if I were to turn that rain into ice as it's falling, then essentially they get like nasty hail, right?
Okay. I still want you to cast a spell normally first.
Yes.
So, what does that require? Is it con save?
For Cone of Cold, I believe it is. Hold on, let me just turn back this thing out of the way. Cone of Cold. It is, yeah, DC 18 con save.
DC 18. Yeah, they both fail, so they take full damage.
Alright, so normal Cone of Cold damage would be
Yeah.
44 cold damage.
Jesus.
So you fly over and you have this idea. You're mentally communicating with Sarkalba as you're flying, and you take out the staff of power that you received. You hold it down. You channel the spell, and this cold. Rudy, suddenly the hot air around you gets freezing instantly as just this blast of ice shoots down, and you start feeling this hail from the clouds around, and this thick mist, this steam, rises up, and as the steam thins out, still hail pouring down, there's nothing in front of you.
Yes.
What? Oh,
Style.
They had 22 max hit points.
you just annihilated them.
Oh, that's a bit of overkill.
So we are actually going to leave combat.
All right. I'm assuming the
Hey.
lizard has decided.
The lizard. You just scoop him up and just yeet him into the
I'm
lava.
thinking about it.
It's like, just get out of here.
Yeah, the lizard is still, as you look around, the lizard is still, like, coming for you, nipping at your boot, Nana.
Oh, I would like to use the cheese attack, where I take a little bit of cheese and I just like throw it gently in front
Make
of
an
it.
animal handling check with
Oh my God.
advantage.
With
We can go to-
advantage, yes.
Yeah, we can go to main scene.
cheese gives advantage. Oh, I love this for me.
Rudy actually is not too bad at animal handling, I just realized.
Oh my God, you should have a lizard pet. I mean, what? I'm also gonna start another one rolling if I can, because they're so slow. I got a 22.
22.
Are we okay to
Yeah,
just
the,
take
the,
the 22?
Nice.
the cheese seems to work. It runs off, grabs the cheese, and then it and then it starts skittering down, like down the tunnel. It's just like
Beautiful.
heading away.
You're welcome.
Later on, it's going to turn back into a fire elemental with a piece of cheese in its hand going, what the fuck am I? What?
And then it gets grilled cheese, so it's
Oh,
even
yeah?
better.
Yeah. See.
No, because it's fire elemental, it's just stuck, and then it starts burning, and everyone's like, "Oh god!"
the other fire elementals shun it. It becomes an outcast, and then it can never
Anyone,
rejoin
if
fire
anyone has
elemental
read
society.
or seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid, that fire elemental's got
Yeah.
cheese touch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nana just
Wow.
ostracized a fire
You know
elemental
what? If
society.
it hadn't bit me on the hand and then the ankle, maybe it would have been fine. But
Maybe life would have turned out differently for it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what Arthur's gonna do now is he's
Stay away
Just-
from my ass, Arthur.
Nope.
no, he's gonna pick up his sword. He's walking down the stairs where he was. He's just gonna walk straight up behind Rudy, and he's gonna put in one hand. He's gonna say Samantha under his breath.
Oh.
So that's a 3d4 healing.
Oh, healing.
At the same time, he's gonna grab the other end of the arrow and pull it out of your ass.
Arthur, what are you doing? Oh, you're healing me. You son of a.
I just immediately imagined you like coming up behind Rudy and just like whispering Samantha into his ear, like it's a sweet nothing. He's just like, Samantha. And then just touches your butt. You're like,
I mean, for everyone around, that's what it looks like.
that's what it looks like. Yeah.
That's good. That's
and
good.
then it just goes, oh, they need a moment.
And Rudy just shouting.
So anyone that is in a 15-foot cone was healed for 3d4, including myself, I'm assuming.
I'm probably pointing.
Nana was on the way up there, so
I
Nana
was on the
could
way
have-
up. Do I get it?
So you've got to roll it though. There we go.
Yeah.
5. Thank you.
5 points.
We do love fine.
Everyone gets.
You know what?
5
That
points.
is
I would be
half
too
of what
high
you
for
dealt
it.
to me. And that final
is
hit, I'll take it.
Now, as I pull the arrow away,
Fuck. Don't take damage from that.
I sort of go, Rudy. Why are these such attracted to you?
Well, Arthur, I'm a very attractive man. I mean,
No.
you mean the arrows,
Yes,
right?
yes. For
what-
once, I'm not
What
thinking.
was that noise, Gerald?
For once,
You
I'm
just see this
not
chortle
thinking
above
that.
you.
Yes, I see you up there. You mean the arrow? That's a good question. Maybe not when we're, I suppose the fire elementals are gone. Gerald, do you have a moment, please?
You look up to see if Gerald's there, and he is not. If you look around, he's actually landed behind Nana and is somehow peeking out from behind her shoulder.
That's a
Oh,
good
well.
outfit.
Given the
That's
size
awesome.
discrepancy, it's quite a
Yeah.
sight.
You are like,
And he's
fold
like,
up.
yeah, and he's like, Nana, is it over?
Yes, Gerald, it's over. The lizard's gone. Don't
Oh.
worry.
As you're
Wait, there was
sitting
a
there
lizard?
crouched, Gerald, you suddenly hear a voice behind you that goes, "Well done, lad." And you turn around and you see a dwarf in one of those glowing breastplates that said, "Thank you, volunteers. I'm glad to have your assistance. We would have been fine. It was only a class 2, but still, thank you so much. You made it so much smoother. And, hey, I don't know what you did, but turning that little one into a lizard, having it scamper off, good stroke of genius there. We're going to have to see if there's something we can do about that."
Oh, yes, it's well known that lizards like cheese as well.
Ah, wonderful. We'll make sure to keep an eye out for that. We'll take notes. Definitely some interesting strategies, I'll have to say. But all in all, well done, well done. You lad looks over at Rudy. Maybe let some of the brawnier people say up close, huh?
And Rudy's like putting his like mask back on. He's like, "Look, to be fair, do you see anyone in my present company more brawny than me?" And Rudy does not realize that he's flourishing with very, hollowed out cheeks and very thin arms. The armor looks like it's like 5 sizes too big for him at this point. I'm assuming, like, it just, I don't know how far he's kind of like.
With maggots.
Yeah. How long until it starts like rattling around on your frame?
Oh my god.
Someone just put a handful of sticks in a metal can and is shaking it.
That's Rudy. That's how he walks.
But thank you for your help. Don't think it won't go unrewarded. Here, and holds out a slip of paper towards Gerald.
Just give me a...
Just been signed by the city guards. If you bring this to the guild, they will reimburse you for your help. We have a standing agreement.
Very good. Thank
Well,
you.
it was our pleasure to help you. So anytime we're in the area, feel free to call on us.
Or not. You
Will
don't
do.
feel like you have to.
Elbow to the anytime.
We'll make sure. Very well, thank you. We're gonna clear up the rest. We're gonna head down and see what the report is, but we do thank you for your assistance. Now, I wish you all a good day. Enjoy the sights of Darkhollow. And starts like trudging off towards a group of dwarves they seem to be taking care of someone who took like a really nasty burn to the side.
How far away are they, Josie?
Maybe like 40 feet away.
40 feet away.
Show up with your
Rudy mutters underneath his breath and casts a healing word at the poor son of a gun.
Okay.
6 health.
6
Yeah,
health.
he rolled a low level.
Yeah. You mutter something, and all of a sudden you hear screaming, and someone goes, "Get off me! Get off me! Get off me!" And then
God.
someone's like, "What? Where? What happened?"
And then all the party can hear is "Stockier my ass. I'm stockier enough."
Oh, I'm right behind you, so I definitely freaking hear that. Now, Gerald, Rudy, we got a problem.
Well, it's the arrow problem. How about we? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should have a quick...
we already know about it. It's a curse.
Yes,
But what is it? Where is this curse coming from?
It's a curse, Rudy.
Yeah, I know, but
Yes, it attracts arrows to you. It's literally called a curse of arrow attraction, I believe.
yes. Where is it coming from?
Very
Is it the
succinct.
armor? Is it the
You.
shield? Is me specifically?
Yes, you were cursed.
Hang on. How does one get cursed?
Well,
Did you piss off any bowmen lately, Rudy?
there's a number of ways one could get cursed, Arthur. You could have someone cast a spell on you that curses you in
Okay.
some way. You could kill a linorm and have it curse you on its dying breath. You could find
oddly
a cursed
specific.
item and put it on, such as Rudy's armor.
So would it be the armor that is deteriorating him?
It's
or...
not impossible. Well, the armor is deteriorating.
I
we
mean,
know,
that,
we know
that
that
could be
for a fact.
attracting the arrow.
Can I stop you? Well, we fought a linorm. We all know this, right? Rudy didn't say anything to you.
Oh no, it was me that got cursed. We've dealt with that.
Oh, that's right. Well, never mind. then.
Hang on.
I'm desperately trying to think of who would have cursed me or how I've received this curse.
Now,
It
now,
could have
Rudy,
been on the armor as well. We don't
Rudy,
know.
Look, I'm not gonna say remove your clothing, but let's try
We're in
you
the middle of
take it-
public, Arthur. How about
Let's
take
go
a rest?
home
Just
first.
wait. I'm saying when we get the time, let's remove that stinky chest plate thing you've
There's
got.
nothing
Oh,
stinky about
you
it.
really don't want to smell
Hey.
underneath it, Arthur.
I then aim an arrow at you. If it hits you, I mean, when
That's-
I say aim it at you, I aim it away from you to see if the attraction comes to
Arthur,
you.
Arthur, I'm going to
First-
let you in on a little secret. With a night's rest, I can detect and remove curses from myself.
Yes,
I
but what
don't
happens
need-
if
no,
the
I don't
curse comes
need-
back?
No, I don't need you. The only curse that will come back is if I put this armor, take it off, and put it back on. That is the only curse.
Make an intelligence check, Rudy.
Okay. Yeah, before he starts flapping his gums, this is probably the best. Intelligence check, you say? Yikes.
Just intelligence.
Oh yeah, 7.
7. Okay. No, that's fair. You know that you can remove curses.
Now, Arthur, the thing is that
He's done it before.
while I like your enthusiasm, if Rudita would just remove the armor, that wouldn't do anything to the curses. You have to actually remove the curses from oneself. Then if it is if it was a spell, it won't come back. If it was a item that bestowed the curse upon him, then when he obviously equips or reattunes to the item or uses it in whatever fashion that triggers the curse, it'll just come back again.
Right. Okay. So if he gets rid of the curse he's got on himself now,
Yes.
we test the arrow theory.
Well, there'll be no need to, because the curse will be removed at that point.
I will know if the curse is gone, Arthur. We don't need to fire any arrows.
Yes, let's
You
not
just you
let's
just
not
need to
kill
grab-
each other over this. Can we go
No,
home
no.
as well? I
No.
really don't like being so close to the fire.
No. You think we should test the arrow theory?
Also, we've got cash to cash in. Yes.
Let's go do that, and then let's have a night's rest, and then in the morning we can let Arthur valiantly guide us to our next destination, and maybe in the morning we can see about the arrow.
Well, we can talk
attracting
about it
curse.
tonight when we get home, but let's at least get off the battlefield, yes?
Yes. Rudy, do you feel a little lighter? Because I would have seen those maggots come out, right?
Yeah.
Arthur's
We
not
all
saying
saw
anything
that,
about
right?
that. The image of it is just
A little
Arthur.
lighter. I mean, I know. Did they burn anything off that should have been replaced? I mean, I feel like I've been put through an oven. I should probably do something about that, actually. But
You do look a bit roasted.
okay, well, if everybody just comes in a little bit closer, I can.
I
Did
think
anyone else get hurt?
No,
No,
quite
just
all right.
Not
Arthur's a
much.
little hurt.
I'm like 2
Physically,
healing points
Arthur. I
hurt.
mean, physically, not emotionally.
A bit of both.
Oh,
It's all right. Everyone's a bit emotionally hurt.
And away we go home!
You return eventually to the Cozy Crust Inn, where you have the rooms still set up. You see Ma and Pa Crust Cobble are talking to some tenants.
Not this.
Yeah. Cuddly, you love it here.
I
Admit.
love it here.
You do have the rooms available. If there's anything specific that you want to do.
I might drop by and cash in this promissory note.
Yeah. You head towards the Midnight Suns branch house. You do see very quickly it's a lot of dwarves and gnomes in here, but they're all wearing very like dark metal armor and leather. It's not as there's still a sense of uniformity at the guild house in Ebonspire, but here everyone is very much just ramshackle groups, but they all somewhere on their body have the Black Sun emblem.
Right.
And you do see someone standing what looks like behind a counter, currently sorting out paper. And 2 gnomes are like leaning up over, they're talking, and then they like get down on their feet and start heading off towards what looks like a little bar area. It's not a full bar. It's more like there's just this little section where they have. It looks like they tap their own kegs. Like the 2 of them just grab like small cups and just fill up and sit down, drink.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll head to whatever seems like the administrative desk, and
You see a dwarven person, but not like stocky, more like athletic looking. Still got like the dwarven proportions, but a bit slimmer. I'm wearing very light clothing.
hello.
Hello.
I'm Gerald, the wizard, from the Ebonspire branch and member of the Vanguard of the
I'm-
Black.
Verdun Cliff Deep. I run this little section here, and holds out a hand.
Oh, very good. And shake his hand.
Shakes it, wearing like big mittens, big leather mittens.
And his name is Verdun, was it?
Yes, Verdun Cliff
Very good.
Deep,
Very
which you would recognize as one of the big families in Tarkar.
Cliff Deep. Pleased to meet you. We're just. I'm just dropping in for a quick moment. We assisted with the elementals back there, and I'm just here to cash in this. Apparently.
Yes, and takes the note, looks. Yeah, you. How would you like it? You can have either the full monetary value, or we do have currently in surplus some bottles of cooling. If you're staying around, they might be beneficial.
Oh yes.
Look like the type that might be. I mean, you look fine in this heat, surprisingly.
Yes. I find that I've been acclimatizing quite well recently. Well, let me just check with my friends real quick. Pulls out a pen, opens up the book. Who have I got on this? I think I've got Nana on that at the moment, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Dearest Nana, this is Gerald, your wizard and friend.
Aw.
Oh no!
I have a question for you.
I swear to God, if this question cuts off.
We've been offered either full money. Where was it? 26?
25 words.
25.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Been offered full money.
Full money.
And you
Then
know
it's
that,
gonna be
and you know that you can reply to it.
Yeah, and Nana gets this in her head and just thinks about it for a second. And how far is it to get to the guild hall?
It's
much of a
not
walk?
far. It's like a stroll up the street, a few blocks.
Yeah,
Take
she
you
goes.
like maybe 5 minutes.
She's like, this is stupid. She's like, dear Gerald, see you soon.
the kind of person who gets mad when they get texted if it's in the same house.
Yes, I'm
Why
not.
are you texting me?
Yeah.
Remembers when Gerald and Goose just went back and forth? You've got to try that, and she's like, no.
Nana, where are you going? You
I just to Gerald. It's
Oh.
fine.
is he all right? Is he?
I am so sure that he's fine. Would
As
you
you
like
say
to
that,
come?
George says, "Don't leave me with these two, please."
All right, George.
Does
you can
George
come.
say that quietly or loudly?
Loud enough.
What's wrong with me? I mean, Arthur, I can understand, but what?
Bye.
All right, Nana brings George along, which is gonna thrill Gerald a bit, I'm sure.
Oh,
So
great!
she just
Leave
kinda
me
comes
alone with
into-
Arthur.
What
comes
is your
into-
problem with me?
Oh. You two can have your little lovers
Not
quarrel now.
with you. It's about you.
What about me?
Oh, you know.
No,
What
I
about
don't.
it?
I think you're a lovely, lovely person. A little bit cranky at times and falling to pieces, but what have I done?
I have a question
Well,
before you get into it. How is Rudy gonna kiss without lips?
Oh no.
It's just
So-
all teeth and
so
gums.
as Rudy goes, well, the camera pans back to Gerald and Nana.
You little shit. Wow.
And eventually, like a few minutes later, after you get the reply, Gerald, you just get like, "Gerald, see you soon." Takes a handful of minutes, and Nana and George step through the door into the building.
Oh,
yeah.
Nana! Oh, and George.
Gerald, I'm so sorry. Your message cut off and I'm not
Oh.
sure what you were asking, but
Oh,
you
did
said
it?
full money? Was
Oh, is that
the
all you
only-
got? Oh, there was a lot more
Yeah.
to the message. I'm surprised you didn't get it.
Would you like to tell me now? And
Oh,
then
of
I'm
course, yes. This is Vodun, Cliff Deep.
Like,
He's
nice to meet you.
he's one of the leaders here. And he was offering that we either take full payment in currency, or that indeed we could take partial payment in potions of cooling, should we need them. And I wasn't quite sure what our stocks were like, because I'm not using them myself. And I was hoping to get a little bit of an idea as to whether that would be useful for us.
But we didn't
Well,
use
if you're
any.
staying in town, it's definitely useful.
We're not staying in town though. Oh, Gerald, that would have been lovely, but I do believe we did get some
Yes, we
fire
did get a couple.
resistance. And we are leaving very soon. I wonder if perhaps next time when we come back, it might be more useful.
Yes,
Perhaps
these are not
let's.
the same as potions of fire resistance.
It's
Oh.
different.
It's less potent. It will protect you against, let's say, ambient heat, but not actual fire.
I could have kept the lizard.
How long do they last for, those ones?
Oh, a good swig will last you a whole day.
Whoa!
That's quite useful, actually, because
Ooh.
fire
Find it a
resistance is
bit-
only an hour, if I remember.
Yes, and some people find it a bit, how should I say, gross to drink it. Some people say it's like swallowing a slug.
Rudy would have no problem with that. Let's
full of
do
them.
it.
Yes, let's get some potions of cooling. I think. Thank you for your
It
wisdom,
will
Nana.
cover enough for 2 potions and further takes up a little like abacus and just 33 pieces of gold. You must have really helped out.
Oh, thank you very much. And Gerald, yes, I trust your judgment. You know so much about potions. I just make soup.
Oh, Nana, don't talk down of your soup. You make fantastic foods. It's one of your soups is worth 20 of my whatevers.
But you're from Ebonspire.
Yes, that's quite correct.
Would you be part of the Vanguards of the Black?
Oh, yes, I believe I introduced myself as such, did I not?
I don't know, you said Gerald the Wizard.
Oh, yes, that's often very distracting. But yes, following that, we are indeed members of the Vanguard of the
Yes,
Black.
so word has got out.
Might be coming through town. Well, I wish you luck on your journey, whatever quest that might be.
We're famous.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
Yes, and it was a pleasure to work with you. I'm sure we'll be back. And if you need more help, do let us know.
Oh, are there any, while we're here, are there any tasks running out the ways of
You're very
of
smart.
the scorching sea? What was it again?
No, the only open contact we have right now is there's a fella looking for a stone that went missing.
A missing stone?
Yeah, claims it was stolen.
Well, if we come across it, what were the details?
Well, you'd have to ask yourself. They're over there and points at the corner where you can see. Currently, you see like a little cup of tea that's just floating in the air, like and just like ever so faintly gets tipped.
The floating teacup? Are we to ask the
No,
teacup?
the invisible person holding the teacup.
Nana's already on her way.
Oh.
Fuck it, we're meeting an NPC today on this goddamn day.
All right. Thank you very
Okay.
much, Foden. I'll
We
go
have
after,
to.
follow after Nana.
As you get close, the teacup does like get a bit further off hesitantly and then put down.
Nana sees where this teacup was, assumes that's the face, and sort of hovers in that direction with her eyes, and just goes, hello, my name is Melavora, and I've got word that you might be missing a stone.
And you hear in your head, yes, It was stolen from me.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. It must have been a very special stone.
Wait, do I hear this as well, or is it just Nana that hears the voice?
Just
So
Just
Nana's just having a one-sided
God.
conversation, as far as I can tell.
Would I be able to talk back to them in my head, or would I just have to say it out loud?
You could try.
I will try to talk back in my head if I can. What do I roll?
You don't need to roll anything, but you
Oh,
do get. It says, "Feel free to talk out loud. I don't like to pry without consent."
Oh, I see. That is very kind of you. Well, I am a bit of a talker.
I don't see Nana.
Oh, I don't see you. No shit. Sorry. This is my guildmate Gerald, and this is George.
Well, downgraded to guildmate.
Oh my god, I'm leaving. I hate it here. May we ask your name, if that's not too much information?
Oh, shit, I had it written down. Where is it? Hold on.
Guildmate, whatever. This is my adopted son, Gerald.
Yes.
He's an idiot, but I love him.
You can
He's
say that
really
about
great.
every member of this party. They're an idiot, but we love them.
Yeah.
I have 4 sons, 5 now that I found Jack. Thanks.
That's 6 if you include Goose and George.
Oh god, 6.
Session note. My
Oh my
name
God.
is Sivash.
Gosh, that's a lovely name. And would you be able to give us the details of this stone? It might be a little. There's a lot of stones in the world. I will say that.
And you do. All of a sudden, in the air, like just a few inches off the teacup, an image forms of a very small stone. And I'm I'm gonna have to bring up. I don't know. It's not invisible. I just need to bring up what color and shape it is. Gerald, make an Arcana check.
Pardon?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana, sure.
Yeah, it looks like an incandescent blue sphere.
Boop, 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 boop.
Is
Natural
this
20
it?
for a 28.
This, looking at it and like some context clues still. You're still using some context clues.
Mm.
And hearing Nana's half of the conversation, it's an invisible person. You see them use the minor illusion cantrip to form this image.
Mm.
Very possibly be an Ioun stone this person is talking about.
Oh.
Nana thinks it's a pet rock, but it's really pretty.
Yeah, it looks like a small, like finely polished blue sphere.
Was that
Like just big marble.
Is that the same thing that was offered for sale at that?
That's
different
kind of what I
shape.
was. Yeah,
It's the
different
same.
type.
Yeah,
No,
it's a
that
different.
was Darcy's thought, not Rudy's. Obviously, Rudy's not here.
Okay.
Ah.
It's a very pretty stone. What do you think, Gerald? Can you see? Could we
yes.
find that? I don't know. It's very small. It may take a while.
Yes, this is, if I'm not mistaken, that looks somewhat like an Ioun stone. Would that be correct?
A what?
He says, sort of like, not sure where to focus his eyes.
He doesn't even know where they are.
And yes, it is an Ioun stone of insight.
Okay.
Oh, I see. I thought it was your pet rock. I'm very sorry.
Darcy, you okay?
Yeah, just got a big raid.
Making faces. Hey.
Yeah. But we're gonna finish up this scene and then we're gonna take our break and say hello to the raiders.
Yeah. All right. And presumably you've done the normal sort of backtracking over where you've been. So has it been stolen or?
I am quite certain it has been stolen. And Nana, you're still the one who hears this.
Oh, I'm not hearing this at all.
Oh, I would be relaying this.
All right.
Yes, they're quite certain it was stolen. It sounds like they've backtracked quite a lot. Do you know who might have stolen it from you?
I have an inkling.
They have an inkling.
Oh, is that some sort of squid?
No, Gerald.
Oh, my apologies.
Oh, dear.
No, it's like a thought. Not a...
trying to do jokes about octopedes.
I mean, I can't hear that, so.
No. Yep, Nana will. Nana is faithfully relaying all this.
Ah, all right. So, who has stolen it, and why have they not gotten it back yet? If they know who it is.
And you hear the voice come in. Nana says, "I believe it is one of the gnomes behind you."
Oh.
Oh. Interesting.
Hmm?
This seems like... Look, my first thought is just to ask, but I suppose we'll need more tact here.
Oh,
Gerald...
yes.
Asking.
Oh, sorry, Josie, you cut out.
I tried asking,
Oh.
but they said no. But I could sense they were lying.
Well, Gerald, do you
Hmm?
do you perhaps know how to scan for objects? It sounds like perhaps one of the gnomes in the guild has taken this, stolen or borrowed, or perhaps not even noticed. And I think we should ask about it, but maybe with proof.
You're right, George. Where did you put it?
I didn't do anything.
George is not a gnome.
Well, it's not particularly
Just
tall.
because he's a little short.
You calling me short?
Oh, I would never.
Your Nana calling someone
After
short.
Nana immediately said out loud.
Oh, George, I can't believe he would do...
George will cast Detect Magic and say, I mean, one of the gnomes does have a shiny rock in their pocket.
Oh!
Very good. Thank you, George. See, I told you, Nana. It was right call to ask George.
Can you
You've got to
point out
use a
which
thief
one,
to
or
catch a
can you
thief.
lead us to the one?
I mean, and George sort of like turns around and just points. And you see the two gnomes that, Gerald, you had seen them before. There's two gnomes just sitting at like the small bar, like 2 out of 3 stools they've taken up, and they're just drinking, having a talk.
Mm-hmm. I lean down closer to George and go, George, which one exactly of the two? Left or right?
Left.
All right.
No, left, Roju, not right.
Seeing as they're gnomes, would you
I
like
cast
me to
hold
handle
person.
this?
Whoa! Whoa!
We'll take our break.
Wow.
I want
Awesome.
to say,
Way to start a side
Raiders.
quest with only half the party. GG.
Trade Evildoa, welcome in. We
Hey,
are
Medua!
Oh,
we're having our halfway break during our Sunday D&D stream, and yeah, we'll take a few minutes to refill any drinks, go to the toilet if you need to, grab snacks. Orb's doing the thing. But thank you for choosing to raid us. Welcome in. I'm Josie Poser. I'm an RPG streamer. I'm the dungeon mistress of this game here, and I stream JRPGs, very much JRPGs. And I'm currently here with my friends, Wettest Orb, who just went away to the bathroom or whatever. There's Cuddly Raptor. There's Roju from Participation Award, and there's Ozzy Demfro.
Hello.
And for the last few weeks, we have had Gudatome with us playing George, but she is off on other business today.
Actually, I will disappear for 2 seconds as well.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the follows. Thank you so much.
Yes, welcome
But
all
yeah,
raiders,
you're just
whichever channel you go in on. Yeah, I mean, we can still question them. Now they just don't run away.
This is true, and I guess Nana's gonna be the one to do it.
Yeah, and like worst case, we just like pluck the stone out of the pocket, hand it over. There you go.
Why do I feel like this is gonna end up being like a mediation between the two, between like an invisible person and another person. Because to be fair, we don't even have proof that this was.
That it belongs to them in the first place. They did post the quest though. I mean, it's a guild.
true.
It's a guild
Yeah.
request. We don't care necessarily as guildies whether who's the original owner. Quest posted. Quest complete. That's the
Quest
transaction.
God.
I mean, that's one way to do it. That's one way to look at it.
Mhm.
That's certainly the way Gerald looks at it, anyway.
Well, it certainly didn't take very long to find it.
That is
All right,
so
I will be
weird.
right back.
Maybe that's the issue.
The fun with Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons is so good.
It is very good. And 53 now as well. Like
53.
I feel like I say it almost every week, but like it continues to surprise me, like how many episodes we've been getting to go for.
Yeah, we did get a question from Australian Dahlia asking how we all got into D&D.
Oh,
Roju,
that's a good question.
how did you get introduced into D&D?
How was I introduced to D&D? Well, back in high school, a good friend of mine that I went to school with had been playing a game with his friends, and they needed someone to step in, basically, to fill in for someone who wasn't there. I think that was what it was, or basically I just happened to be going over to his place at the time, and they'd already organized to play D&D, and so they just like, I think they threw me a cleric or something and said, here you go, here's a character sheet, just like we're in the middle of a battle, just like heal us and stuff, and you'll be fine. And yeah, that's how I was first introduced to D&D. And then after that, I sort of made my own first character, which was a ninja for like an Oriental style 3.5 campaign. Yeah, it's just been like, yeah, that got me hooked, basically. It was great.
Hooked?
Hooked, line, and sinkered.
You were hooked.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, so we have a question from chat, and we'll ask the two of you as well. How did you get into D&D?
I mean, or did you want to go first, or are you happy for me to go first?
Look, I can go first. It's not a very long story. Essentially, my brother-in-law is being that forever DM. I was really reluctant on it because I just thought it was a bit much for me, as in the way of like a lot of math, a lot of, taking a bit to get used to it. He took me golfing, got me drunk golfing,
Okay.
and then he said, "Look, we're playing a game tonight. I've got some friends coming out." Oh, I don't care. A couple of games, easy. Pulls out this friggin' whole ass kit, gives me the human fighter, which were all level 10. It was a one shot, and he goes, "This is what we're doing." Wasn't I out of my depth being A, drunk, B, the most inexperienced player in the world, and C, me just, swearing at every other person we got into.
God, I can imagine that would have been chaos.
Yeah.
So the next few times he got me into it, I sort of liked it, but I will admit, not the best DM.
Ooh.
Wow.
To the fact of, now we're going to generic town A.
See, now that we've experienced Josie, like we've had the best. Like, where do we?
Yeah,
go
no,
from there,
pretty much. As soon as Ozzy was like, "Let's do D&D," I'm like, "Sweet, awesome." Josie's doing it, great. Josie's like first session, I was like, "Oh my lord, is this how they're all supposed to be? This is amazing."
This is what it's really meant to be like.
What do I tell you? Buttering me up will get you everywhere.
And what do you think? I am literally throwing butter at you.
Orb has sticks of butter just at his desk. He's like, "Yeah, go."
No, he's got a
Why?
ballista solely loaded with butter.
Got a chat question that was how we all got into D&D, and we've heard Roju and Orbs. Ozzy.
Yeah, so my story. So first played D&D in university. It was my first year of uni, and second semester, and I had learnt that I'm terrible at meeting new people. So I hadn't made a single new friend at university for over half a year so far, and I'm in my first game design lecture, and the one of the tutors goes to the podium and goes, "Hey, I'm so and so. I'm an ex-level designer, and I also run D&D, and we're doing an intro to D&D club after shoots
Oh, cool.
this evening." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I've always wanted to try tabletop, and I'm like, "This could be cool, and I could meet new people." I'm like, "Okay, this is kind of cool." So I went, and all those things happened. I learned how to play D&D. I met new people, and because he was a level designer and a story designer, both of those things, he had wonderful set pieces, amazing set pieces, but was like a little clunky in like mechanically speaking. But like his story was really good. And yeah, I played a ranger, a dual wielding ranger there, and had a lot of fun there. But obviously left uni after a couple of years, so that campaign kind of fizzled out. But no, it was a good time, and that kind of got me through uni. Did it help me make friends? I mean, I met the same people once every week for 3 years, but
You got to socialize.
I got to socialize. That's what mattered. But yeah, that's and then I played I think a couple of games with Roju at some point.
Yes, I ran a game
Yeah.
that you did a couple of, I think,
a couple of sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'll do this. I won't stop doing this. You can't stop me.
Cuddly, how did you get D&D?
I definitely knew it was a thing. I played my first campaign with my cousins, two cousins and my sister, but it kind of fizzled out because it's really, really hard if most of the people are working on like shift work.
Mhm.
Also, they're across the entire globe. So it was really hard to plan and sort of fizzled out. But I feel like I've always had that very chaotic energy because my cousin would be like, just saying things. And like there were dinosaurs in that world and we had to fight one. And she was like, yeah, and this is what the dinosaur is doing. And I was like, I want to get on its back. And she was like, this is a bad idea, but I'm going to let you do it. So I feel like, joining with Josie, and Josie's like, I see where you're coming from. I'm gonna allow it, but you might get hurt. Same energy. So yeah, that was kind of my first experience with it. It was really fun, but yeah, it didn't get very far just because it, once again, kind of like Ozzy's fizzled out, and then I was roped into it because Ozzy was like, "Hey, let's do a thing that I've been putting off for months and months."
I was literally like, "Hey, I have the raft idiots. We could just take the raft idiots and do D&D."
You were like, "Hey, you guys are already stuck with me. Do you want to do something?"
And then here comes Orb rolling down the hill very quickly towards us.
Also, I totally forgot my water. I have to run and get it. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back.
Gotta hydrate.
Right back.
Hydrate or dehydrate.
I'm gonna do mine. How I started D&D. Then I'm gonna plug a thing, and then we have one more question, and then we're gonna get back into the game.
Sounds good.
How I started D&D. I was in an after-school theater program for a couple of years, and we had one every summer. The organization that runs the theater program would have like summer workers, I don't know how to explain it, but there's some people who I don't want to go into, but there were people who would come, they would help out at like building sets, painting things, carrying things, just prop work essentially. And one of them was a storyteller, a lore keeper for a large Call of Cthulhu campaign, and offered to introduce those who wanted to into Call of Cthulhu. And I was super into it. So we started playing a bunch of games of Call of Cthulhu, which was super fun. And then I moved far, far away. But I still wanted to play, so I started playing Vampire the Masquerade with a bunch of friends. I started playing a bunch of other games, and then I started playing Pathfinder, like a lot of Pathfinder. And then I wanted to get into D&D, like the actual D&D. And so I got my Pathfinder group together, and I said, "Do we want to do a D&D one shot?" And we did. We did, and that was nice. D&D is so nice.
I think
And
that
then
was-
and then I'm gonna plug in Discord. We are currently taking what's the word? I've forgotten the word.
Sacrifices.
applications.
Sure. No, you can, if you are a Twitch subscriber to my channel, you can sign up and join the monthly one shot that is in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Where we play as you're playing part of the crew aboard the airship Azure Horizon, Sky Pirates, with such characters as Asa, Two Shot Tony, Dougal, and Ron.
Just run.
I love that.
And yes, Large Man is in it. Moogle is sometimes in it. Rodu has a character and has played with us. And I know there's a few people who want to play, and it's a bit of a first come first served situation. I give up to 5 slots. So anyone who wants to play D&D, if you are a Twitch subscriber to me, go into Discord, join. What's happening?
Lozapan's yelling at me.
Lozapan is such. Wow. Wow.
I've got nothing against Ron. I just liked how the other names were elaborate, and then there was Ron, and I loved that. I enjoyed that
it's a-
thought,
To be
Lozapan.
fair, Ron is embodying grumpy old man vibes. Through the whole one shot was just being tossed around, by literally tossed around, barely holding on for dear life,
There is nothing wrong with Ron.
grumbling at how annoying everything was. It was perfect.
Oh, so it's like an older Rudy. I got it. Okay. that makes sense.
It's like
It's like a
an
regular
old
Rudy.
man. It's literally Larsapan is playing Ron, who's like an old handyman who just does like odd fixed jobs on the boat.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we did have a question where it's Australian Dahlia again asked, if it's not too personal, how did you all meet up with Josie and start playing together? I harassed Ozzy to set it up.
Well, so what what did I, you first
One
gave me a
word.
chat.
Squalene.
Well, it started. I said I was going to play D&D,
Oh
and
my
Ozzy was
God.
like, "Oh, don't tempt me with a good time." And I said, "We should play." And you said, "Yes, we should." DM me, and I DM'd you every day. Every
And then I got a
I was
message
there.
from
I was
Aussie
the
Yeah.
going, "Hey, look, Josie's thinking about setting up a D&D. Are you in?" And like out of Rick and Morty, I was like, "Damn it, I'm in."
Son of a bitch, I'm in. Because like, yeah, Josie, you just found the channel one day. I don't remember exactly how you found the channel.
Or what
but
game?
Yeah, I don't remember.
That's all I remember.
Sorry, what was that, Josie?
You were playing Dark Souls the first
Yeah,
time I came in.
it must have been.
I-
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow, you
just-
got a
yeah.
choice orb? I didn't even get it. I don't remember getting a choice.
Well, it was sort of all of like, you're coming, but I'm asking nicely.
I'm fairly certain I said everyone has a choice in the matter, but I mean, yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think
mean,
you knew with us that
Josie
you were
was
just
so
like, "You're doing
insistent.
this?" You just gathered us up into like a little basket and you were like,
I should keep telling you.
Yeah, I
you
did.
Were, you were like, "That's great. Keep
Yep.
reminding me."
Yep. I actually and that goes out to anyone who is actually trying to get a message out of me. Just keep pestering me.
"Oh,
I assure you, I do read all messages. I'm just terrible with replying. I know it's a character flaw. Please, I do know it exists. Exactly how Cuddly Raptor's doing it right now. Just that works perfectly.
What? Not me."
So yes, but
Yeah.
that's how it started. It
That's
started.
how I ended up playing games with Ozzy for the first time. I literally messaged him every
Yeah.
week,
Yeah,
and then he finally
Yeah.
caved, and now he's
Yeah.
regretted it ever since.
yeah. And now Orb's coming to Melbourne for PAX, so there you go. That
Yes,
escalated
for
quickly.
PAX.
And then as Larzapan puts in chat, if that doesn't work, ask my wife. But don't actually ask my wife; she'll get angry at me. so don't do that.
Why are they talking to me?
Well, Australian Dahlia is also going to PAX and also says, so if I want to play with you guys, all I need to do is harass Josie every day.
Oh,
No,
they're
no,
going
no.
to PAX?
You harass me every day, and then I
True.
eventually get around to it.
Yeah,
So
we're all
I
going to
guess
be there
we'll
for
still
PAX.
go to PAX.
Can we
Pretty
stop
much, right?
focusing on how I'm terrible at communication and get back to D&D?
Yeah,
No.
No, I'd like to go on for another couple minutes. Do you have anything else? to
Let's
say
really
about this?
dig into this.
Yeah, any other
Yeah,
ideas
I'd
you
really
wanna
love
pull
for
out
you to
of
tell
me?
us more.
I'm really good at procrastinating, and that kind of falls into the whole
Oh,
not
I love
communicating thing, you know? So that's there too.
Do you
But
ever?
how about we-
Oh,
How about we play D&D though? Yeah.
how about
Yeah.
we?
Because that's why
we
we're here.
Keep in mind that Ozzy's great at procrastinating as we play D&D.
Oh,
Best of both worlds.
nice.
I will ask though, back in the Cozy Crust Inn, are Arthur and Rudy doing anything specific, or do we keep going with the scene in the guild hall?
The camera pans back to Rudy and Arthur, and Rudy goes, and those are all the reasons why I think your character flaws, Arthur, right? These are the things you can work on, right? Now, here are the things that I think are fantastic about you. And camera pans back
No.
to Cuddly
Because-
and Roju.
And Arthur's face was like, oh.
Yeah,
And then
there
as is like all the great things, he's like, ah.
We refuse the camera. Put it back.
So
No, Rudy's pushing the camera away.
you are going to cast Hold Person on who?
On the one that George said is got the gem on them, or got the iron stone on them.
What is the save?
Oh, that's an 18.
An 18 Wisdom?
For hold person.
I don't know this man.
Let me go
I'm
back.
not with him.
Immediate disown.
Yeah, Rudy's kind of glad he's not there now, actually.
This is not my son.
Oh, yes, it is wisdom.
Okay, this is my son, but he's very dumb sometimes.
So I got
Oh, but
a
you know,
4.
you know what? I mean, it's got multiple targets, so why not both? ¿Por qué no los
Okay, so
dos?
I got 14 for the initial target and a natural 20 on the second.
Uh-oh, that's gonna be...
I mean,
Banana
that's
speed is
fine.
happening.
That was
Can you
just an
hold-
an
The
extra.
person you were going for suddenly, like these fiery shackles just wrap around them and just sit with their mug in their hand. The other
Oh.
ones were just to the side of similar shackles, like come out of the ground, and they draw like 2 blades and look over and says, "What's the big deal?"
Oh, we'd just like you to
Oh
return.
my God, Gerald, why are
The-
they...
oh?
I'm so sorry. What? Did you...
Oh yes, he can't run away now.
Oh,
You
God.
there?
No, Gerald.
This one like comes towards you, like walks up with the knife.
Hey,
Like,
oh,
hold
yeah,
it.
just careful with that knife there.
You mind putting the spell down, please?
Do you mind
Please.
putting the
Nana
knife
kind of
down?
like gets in the
Me
way.
asking nicely.
Look, all we had was a question for you. Unfortunately, we have done this spell without really thinking. But
Oh,
we
I
do
thought
have
it
a
through. Then we can just
question.
take the iron stone off the thief, and
No,
then we
So
give it
what?
give it to the person.
Do you
What-
have
what?
a shiny
Mhm.
stone? It's a
No, I
blue
don't.
stone.
No, not you. The one that we've captured here.
Yeah, my
who's-
sister, you're harassing her. Can you drop the spell, please?
well, no, she's a thief. Apparently.
No. What are you talking about?
Well, we can clear this all up in just a
Gerald, why
moment.
don't
Let's have
we
a chat,
drop
shall
the
we?
spell?
Drop the spell.
Yes,
We'll
after
drop
we've
the
had a
spell
chat.
And,
No. We chat afterwards. We chat afterwards. You're harassing me. You're violating my
I
rights.
believe
here.
you're assaulting me, sir, with your knife.
No. You started.
I
This
think
self-
you'll see that we're of the guild here. Yes.
Me too. And like shows a similar brand.
Well, then why are you stealing? Have you see that there's a guild contract out for that item?
What item?
The item your sister has in her pocket.
My sister has many items in her pocket.
Yes, this one's an iron stone matching this description. Blah, 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 blah.
Nana just
don't have any-
sidesteps this conversation and goes over to the sister.
What? Where are you going? Where are you going? Get
Thank
back
you,
here.
Nana.
To
Just
make
grab
sure
the
you're
stone there, would
all
you?
right.
No. Drop the spell. Drop the spell. What are you doing? You can't.
It's not going to hurt. We're not going to hurt. Just, insurance so that you don't run away. We really just want to get this quest over and done with.
And the other gnome, like, what are you doing? Where are you? Hey, does anyone see this? They're hassling us. Like,
Josie,
can anyone
out of-
see this?
See, this is like the one place where Gerald actually feels safe, like in the middle of the guild house, surrounded by guildies. This is the one place where he feels probably secure.
And you do see Verdun is literally just looking at everything.
Yeah.
I really want Gias to just be a multi-person spell at this point with 3 victims, but
I
I
mean,
guess we'll have to.
Can you not cast it on another
Lady.
person?
I would be casting it on you first, Jared. Jesus Christ! drop
Look,
the
this was just the
fucking
most
spell.
logical, expedient way to get this done.
All right, yeah.
No, you're
I'm
not
gonna.
casting us. You please drop the spell for my sister. And the gnome is now in between you, Nana, and the other gnome is like holding the knife like towards you.
All right, and I'm
Like,
gonna ignore
you
the
back
one
off.
gnome and go. Excuse me, I'm very sorry about my friend. We were going to come over and talk to you. I wasn't aware he was going to put a spell up. But we have to ask you about a stone. Like,
And you
still trying to see
you
around.
literally just hear.
Yes.
Gerald, we can't even talk to the poor. No,
Oh
could you
no,
please
it's
drop
just
this spell? You're
one
supposed
one
to drop
squeak
it
for
and-
yes and 2 squeaks for no.
All right.
I feel like by this point George could have like just searched.
Yeah,
the
I'm
the
kind.
gnome
That's what I'm kind of.
already.
I'm kind of hoping that George is just gonna go for it at this point.
You know what? I'll roll for it.
because this
You know
gnome ain't
what?
listening.
What is that? Oh yeah, George. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So as you're having this conversation, all of a sudden George just goes, "You mean this?" And is just holding it.
And it's the
It's
stone.
literally standing like behind, like has literally just gone up behind and put a
Just
hand in
take
the
it out of the
pocket.
pocket. Yeah, yes, that's the one. Thank you, George. You're not so bad
Yeah.
after all. You've been quite helpful.
Well, I mean, don't mention it, please, ever.
That is such a.
No, you do hear a voice again. Yes, that's my stone.
All right.
All right.
Gerald, I'm going to ask you to wait outside and drop the spell, please.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to wait outside. I mean, we've obviously caught our
If
thief.
you don't wait outside,
Oh my
I'm
god,
going to
they're
make you
stealing
deal
from
with
us.
it.
You all believe this is happening. First they harass us with magic, and now they're openly stealing from us.
I'll take the stone off George and I'll just go over to the guild head Verdun, and I'm just going to be like, we seem to have fulfilled our contract, or about to. Just letting you know what's going on here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yep.
Just between you and me, it is actually the invisible persons originally, yes, or do we not care about that?
Oh, I don't have a lot of employees around.
You've
But
just made a lot of paperwork.
I needed some reason to, kick them out, but I didn't have any proof.
Oh well,
Now I have proof.
you're
I will
welcome.
do not condone your methods.
Oh really? Oh, it seemed very efficient, but fair enough.
Yeah, Nana has apologized and just left.
The whole place just gone.
Yeah, just is walking back.
All right,
and
Nana,
going, "Fuck it," I don't know.
And Gerald, as you put the stone down, you just hear almost like a wet slapping noise, and then the stone just hovers in the air for a bit, like it's being lifted up.
Oh. You there?
And then you just the stone just starts floating away. And left where the stone was, is instead like a little pouch. It's got like this. It looks like it's a waxy pouch. It's got like a bit of an oily like sheen to it, and it's just sitting there. And Verdun says, "Well, that's your payment."
Oh, all right. Open the pouch up.
You see a couple of gemstones.
Oh, lovely. Any particular type?
They varied. I'm gonna roll a fairly large diamond, actually, as well as a bunch of minor gems.
Lovely. What would be in consulting also with Verdun, who might see more stuff pass
Puts
through?
some scales, takes a loop, and like starts looking, and values the whole packet at about approximately 2,000 gold. The diamond being 1,100.
Way! Hoy! That
Wow,
is too
single-
expensive to
that's
waste on a revive. Holy moly!
That's a big old diamond.
Yeah, this is a fair size.
Whoever dies and gets that one used is going to
well,
be in debt for quite some time.
I don't think it would use the entire 1,100 worth of
You have to
diamond,
use the
right? It
whole
would sort of just
diamond.
like
In dead.
disintegrate enough of it, right?
Just chip off
Who
a little
knows?
bit.
Who knows? Who knows? I certainly don't know. Well, very good.
And after you're taking this payment, you do see like you hear the door opens, and like you're counting it. You're talking with Verdun, and then you hear, "You're violating my rights. What are you doing? We're the victims here." And you look back and you see like two guards are like carrying them out.
Oh, the spell will wear off in less
Manhandling.
than a minute now, so just,
This is manhandling. You can't do this to me. I have rights. I pay taxes. I pay your salary.
yeah, because I think hold person only lasts for a minute anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
They do also
But they
get
could
to
save. Yeah, they could save before then anyway.
Yeah, you roll so about when they start getting picked up, but you see the other gnome is like completely defeated, just look.
George and Gerald, crime fighting duo, detective extraordinaire.
Brilliant.
Nana did all the hard work finding out all the information.
Oh my god, Nana's out of there. Nana's like, look, I had better things to do anyway. They've got the shit. I'm out. I'm so embarrassed.
George left with the Nana as well.
What was that?
George also left when Nana did.
Probably for the
okay.
best.
Everyone you look around, like after you finish getting like this, the valued, you look around and it's just you and Verdun in the entire like little building.
All right, well, thanks for doing. We'll see you another time.
Looking forward to meeting you again, Gerald.
Likewise, and I'll head out and just fly vertically up from the door. Well, because if everyone else is left, I'm leaving my place of safety, and therefore I need to not be near anything else.
You can't get super high because it's still like an underground city, but you get about like 30, 40 feet up
Lovely.
safely.
And I'll cruise back to the inn.
You
How
end up
does
at the inn.
heights not scare you though? Someone that scares of everything.
Oh no, only the ground scares him.
Oh, I see.
The air's
He
not
doesn't
gonna.
remember that dragons can fly.
The air's not gonna hurt him. It's only hitting the ground really hard that'll hurt.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Eventually, you all are back in the Cozy Crust Inn together. Is there
as-
anything you want to do?
As they walk in the door, the last thing they hear is, "And Arthur, that is why I respect you as a member of this party, and I will never say this again, so commit it to memory." Oh, hello, everyone.
Arthur's now like crying. And he's
George
trying
and I
to
came
like
back
a hug.
early, so we should have legally heard something.
That's when you come
That's
back.
when you
so
walk
Gerald
back
heard
in.
nothing.
Gerald
Oh.
didn't hear it. Yep.
Yeah, I won't hear
Yeah.
anything.
Yep.
Arthur's now trying to hug Rudy.
George,
No,
I didn't say need a
no,
minute.
I didn't. No, Arthur, down, boy.
Arthur gets off and goes, 2 beers over here. Hands you
They do not serve food at the Cozy Crust Inn.
not even
Just
drink.
yell at a random person 2 beers.
2 beers, please. And they're like,
You want a pillow?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Well,
Well,
Arthur
yeah.
just goes up.
Rudy can't really do too much because he doesn't have the curse-related spells ready to go. So he's just he just needs to wait. He needs an extended rest.
We could definitely fast forward to the next.
Nana is just busy making a new salad recipe that tortoises might like.
Tortoises?
Big tortoises.
Why big tortoises? What?
That might be on fire.
Oh, I see. I see.
I don't.
She wants to give Jack a little recipe before she goes. Leave her alone.
Oh, sorry, Josie. The how many? Because I remember it was 33 gold. How many potions of cooling was it?
2. Have you found them? They should be findable in D&D Beyond.
Oh, I haven't added them to my inventory because I imagine we'll probably give them to other party members in a moment. I was just putting in my notes for
You
now.
can open them if you wanna like have a look, see what they do.
Oh, sure.
how
Yeah,
they-
I'll have a quick look. Ooh.
Okay. Nobody find any corpses to talk to. Rudy is unprepared to speak with the dead.
No,
Oh,
no one of
no.
you find a corpse for me.
Nobody try to
Okay.
communicate with
For
the
the next
Oh,
24
wow.
hours, we cannot communicate with the dead. Just putting it out there, all right?
What a shame.
I don't even want to talk to them. We're not speaking right now.
We're not on speaking terms.
no,
wow,
we're
that's
not.
really good. Okay, so a single bottle of potion of cooling has 3 mouthfuls for a small or medium creature, and a single mouthful lasts for 8 hours.
That is quite
That's
good.
very
That's pretty
good. Yeah, so
It helps you. You are unaffected by high temperatures, but you
Mhm.
do not gain fire resistance.
That's neat. That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it helps you stand heat, not fire.
yeah,
like
which is great if you're going into a scorching desert, I think.
Yeah.
So that'll be lovely. Cool. Okay.
So are we
cool.
just spending the night now, or are we?
Yeah,
well, when we get to our rooms, I'll try and divvy up the muns.
Do you want Rudy just to hang on to the diamond?
You might as well, I suppose. Yeah.
Shine bright like a diamond.
I mean, I think he's got a few diamonds.
Yeah. You could
Um,
also, if there's anything that you wanna like in-game buy, like food rations, if there's anything you wanna look for around town before you leave, that's also something we could do, like as some housekeeping.
Yeah, that would be
'Cause it is
good.
in game. It's just late afternoon currently.
Well, we did a lot of shopping.
Right.
We did a bit of armor shopping for
Yeah.
George.
They
We've
do-
done.
Yeah, though
Yeah,
I
depending on
guess,
how you use your spells, Nana and Rudy, you both have access to, I think, the combination of create food, create water, and good berry, which does like last for a good while.
Yeah.
yeah,
think-
I think
I
our
got
basic
my arrow.
I think our basic needs are like just
Yeah.
taken care of by our abilities at this point, right? So
You're gonna buy arrows? Are you saying?
No, my
Okay,
arrow that
then.
I got enchanted.
Oh, but that was gonna take a while.
Yeah.
yeah, it probably won't be done.
It's gonna take. It's gonna
Before we
take like
leave.
at least. I believe. Didn't I type it down somewhere? Hold on.
That's a 3rd level spell too. Oh my god. Now is really gonna drop.
All right.
Oh,
Suppose we'll drop Spirit Shroud. That makes sense.
one.
Well, I thought. Sorry.
Sorry, I just thought one thing that I'd like to get. If we're going into if I know we're going into a desert, Gerald would Gerald would like to get a fly net that he can hang off the brim of his hat that just goes like hat to feet.
Like a beekeeper.
Yeah.
I'd say yes, you can find one for 2 silver pieces.
Fantastic.
What you actually find is a fabric store, and you just get like this tool mesh type fabric, and you just like
Yeah.
ask the tailor, like, can you just make me like a full body condom of this?
Yeah, it's got like a tighter ring at the top that you can just like put over the hat, so it just like
Yeah.
rests on there and then just drapes down. Yeah, I gotta make sure I don't get bitten by anything.
But no, Arthur's arrow probably wouldn't be finished for another couple of days.
Oh, you'll be right.
Wait,
We'll come back.
no, well, are we? Will
Yeah.
Well,
Are we going from here to the desert?
I think we'll have to
How-
come back through.
Do we have
here.
any idea of how long this is going to take?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
this
I
dragon?
mean, the person we can ask is Arthur. Like,
Yeah, Arthur's the only
is
one
he
who
allowed
knows.
to give
Yeah.
us that information? We can ask
No.
him.
no, it's like,
Yeah.
And also, he might not know any time. He's been giving a set of instructions. He's been given knowledge,
Well,
and he's
how-
not allowed to tell any of you what he knows.
well, Arthur, we can't really just wait around for a few days just for a single enchanted arrow. That seems.
But this arrow would be amazing, will it not? It'll help
Arthur,
us.
this just
on
means
our-
that you need to buy all the supplies, and we'll reimburse you because we're not sure how long it's going to take.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about rations. I've prepared. Well, once we rest for the night, I'll prepare a spell. I can just create food and water
And
for
you
us.
still have a number of
I literally don't
regular
have that spell.
arrows.
I'm checking right now. I only
Yes,
have
yes,
Purify.
but this is a very special arrow.
I look for Goodberry.
I do have that, yeah.
What does
Maybe I could go.
What-
and
what is this
see-
enchantment?
Yes, what is exactly?
Essentially, instead of going to pick up this arrow, the unbreakable arrow, I can just recall it.
Oh, it's the unbreakable. Oh, I see now. That,
Oh, just so you're getting it to
okay.
return to you. Well, just fire off all your regular arrows until they're out, and then you've got an unbreakable one that just comes back to you. So,
Yeah,
I
but
mean, what
that's
else are you going to do with all the other regular
That's
arrows?
what he's doing, Gerald. He's getting it enchanted so it comes back to him, and that would be.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, so that he can fire all his regular and unenchanted arrows in the meantime. And then once he's out, then at least he's used them.
What I think
They
I'll
were
do.
They were also selling enchanted arrows, but they were not like powerful enough to beat the enchantment of the bow. Because your bow already enchants arrows that it fires.
Yes. I think what I'll do, and it might be a smart idea, is what if I just give them some extra bit of money for postage, and they can send it back to the guild hall, back where we were.
Back in Evanspire?
Yeah, and then when we eventually go past that direction,
That
Well-
does make sense. We will have to report into the Queen after finding the first dragon. That is probably the
True.
cleverest idea you've ever had, Arthur.
I thought we would have come back through the city anyway, but I mean, 6 one, half a dozen the other, right? We'll go with that. If you're happy to do that, Arthur, then
I just feel like if I have to bum around in the city for a few more
Oh,
days,
no,
in this
we're not-
heat,
we're not
I
s-
will actually melt.
we won't be staying here. We
Probably on your
absolutely-
shoes.
Please don't.
Not your shoes, his shoes.
so Arthur's gonna obviously go find the person enchanting the bow. I mean arrow.
And postage isn't too expensive. They are asking, however, it's 6 gold, so you have essentially protected delivery since it's a magical item.
Hell yeah!
When you open your
Six.
purse, Arthur, you find 3 extra gold in there for some unknown reason that you have no idea how it got there.
Oh, okay.
It's
Crap.
to buy your silence.
You've been bribed.
Will I know that I have 3 extra gold on top of my 1,200?
No, what I'm saying is Rudy
Yes.
has slipped 3 extra gold in as apology for not letting you stay to get your arrow.
Oh,
Aww.
Arthur has now paid the postage. It relayed the message that it needs to go.
So,
Absolutely
unless there's
beautiful.
anything else, those of you who have spells to prepare, you may do so. And if there's anything else that anyone wants to do before the night falls,
Nana will have the first draft of her really nice tortoise salad. And before they leave, she'll be just quick dropping it off at Jack's place.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
In the morning when you go there, Jack isn't at home, but there's a little mail slot in the door.
You feed it through lettuce piece by lettuce piece.
It's not an actual salad. It's a recipe
No,
that she
I
spent
can just
so
imagine
much time researching.
But I can imagine when he opens the door, there's just a perfectly made salad just on the ground.
Did anyone get my pun? Was
Oh,
it good?
sorry,
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it. I was laughing.
Well, Nana's sending letters.
Ah,
Yes.
I'll give you one back for that.
Yes. Hey.
I get slapped.
Also,
Vinny slaps the air, and we're all like,
Yeah.
oh, also, we completed a quick quest while we were at the guild house,
yeah,
which is where this
someone
diamond came from.
talk to him
Rudy.
about
There
whole
you go.
person on
I see. So this is this is what Nana was talking to when you just randomly started assaulting gnomes.
Randomly started assaulting. I will have you know that we knew for a fact that we had found a thief of a particular stone that the guild of had a contract out on. It was just a simple matter of apprehending
Gerald.
the thief and getting the property back.
in the future, perhaps, even if it's the most efficient way, sometimes we have to take a little detour.
Oh, well,
Yes.
what would be the point of that?
Well, even though they stole something, it can sometimes look to other people as if we're the baddies.
No, they got hauled away and taken to jail. We were very much the good people here.
Oh, I know, but if they hadn't, and if they'd put up too much of a stink, well, I just don't want you getting hurt. You know, he had a knife, right? He actually had 2 knives.
Oh, but we were in the middle of the guild. No one would actually stab someone in the middle of a guild house. That would be suicide.
Rudy sidles up to Arthur and goes, "They got into a lot of trouble without us."
Guarantee
And
that-
they think we're the troublemakers.
I know. We are a perfect picture of order and,
And then just kind of gives him an
straight
eyebrow.
arrowness.
Oh, I mean, I
Yes.
guess you didn't want any of the reward then from this quest. Oh, fair enough.
Rudy already has
Arthur?
the diamond.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's practical.
Yeah. Rudy has,
Oh, no.
by the way, because that diamond was 1,100 gold value.
Yes,
correct?
it was,
Yes,
yeah.
he has 1,600 gold worth of diamond in his
It's,
inventory.
Nice.
We
that's
love that.
pretty good. That's pretty nice.
That's a good chunk of resurrection there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's-
I've already got what I need, so Gerald can just keep it. To be honest, I've already got my spices.
Oh, that was directed towards Arthur's.
Oh,
style
toward
knives.
those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arthur
Yes,
just thinks
yeah.
it's like pennies that you got anyway, so he's
Yeah.
He doesn't. Yeah, of course he doesn't know.
He's like,
Oh,
I
that's
do
fine.
also want to say that maybe something metagaming for the party to consider is having someone be the treasurer rather than
That-
always divvying everything up and
party
having to
funds.
keep track of. Yeah.
I say we do that over the course of the next week and figure it out, rather than on camera.
I mean, I've got a calculator. I already know what the amounts are to split. Very easy. But I'll give I'll
Just-
Oh,
God.
you
Hold
should
it.
totally give
Just-
George a couple.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm going to split it between myself, George, and Nana. Because
Oh, Nana lets you keep her part because she doesn't need anything else. She's already got her
essentials.
is that yeah, I've already got the spices, man.
you
So
got
she just
spice.
goes, no, you keep this, you keep this. It was really you two that did all the work.
Oh, well, that's. Are you sure, Nana? You want to give your share to George and me?
Yes, I've got everything I need. I have so many things. And she just looks at the bag of holding like so many things.
All right. This feels a bit weird, George, but here's 1,000 gold.
Excuse me?
Well, it was 900 worth of gem after the diamond was taken out.
Yeah.
Oh! I'd written it down wrong. I put 2,000 and then I put 1,100 diamonds. So I was like,
No,
that should be a
1100.
minus, not a plus. Okay, so 900.
So if
Yes,
you-
and that goes
if you-
450 gold to George.
Arthur's calmed down a little bit.
He needs
I love
he needs
how
new clothes anyway, right? George got burned.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, oh,
it's-
you know
no,
what,
Rudy
George?
would have cast mend on George's clothing
Oh,
over the
that's
course of
nice.
the day.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
I know, and I'm a little sad that Good is not here for this, but I know that you and I have not started on a good foot for obvious reasons, but you came through for us today, and I think you have actually earned this amount. And you are 450 gold.
Call it 500.
I will not. No, that's 450 if you count it. It's not 500.
Well, I'm only counting 9 stones.
9 stones?
Yeah, like the value is 450 gold.
Oh, all right, yes. If you want, you can give me those stones and I'll give you 450 actual gold pieces.
No, they're pretty.
Well, then you keep what you've got and be happy about it, young man. Even though I'm only in my 30s.
I like how we treat him like a kid and a young man.
He's probably like older than half of you,
Probably,
and
yeah.
Like, he's probably like an ageless god, and no.
Like a
But,
demigod.
Is Arthur doing anything particular? Or
No.
are you good with this for errand?
Arthur's happy with his errand. He's keen to get the next day curse of
You all go to bed. You eventually wake up. Nana's begrudgingly sleeping in, unless you went to bed extra early.
Probably would have. Not anything that I need to do.
So everyone can take a long rest.
Yes.
You can fiddle with your spells. The
Already
cleric
done.
and
Already did that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Long rest.
And yeah, the morning comes to. Is there anything specific you want to do before you leave town?
Look, I don't think Arthur was going to let this rest. So, okay,
Hey.
Gerald, we need to Arthur. No. I mean, we may as well make it a whole group affair. All right, we need to figure out what is going on and why Arthur can't stop firing arrows into my butt.
Very good. Not inside.
No, it's okay. We don't need to fire any actual arrows. Gerald,
Oh, good.
I
Arthur's
need...
already got an arrow out.
Why
Arthur,
did you
no.
roll Eldritch Blast?
What?
That wasn't Eldritch Blast. No, that was. I'm
Staff
rolling charges back for the staff.
Oh,
It's just like, no, we don't need arrows. We've got Eldritch Blasts.
figure it out, boys.
Gerald, I need your magical eyes.
Hmm?
So we need to filter through our options here.
Yes.
And Rudy puts the shield down and
Right.
goes to the other side of the room. Can you detect magic on the shield for me, please?
Did you want me to detect magic? Because I can tell you already it's magical.
Okay, I need you to tell me because
You'd
Rudy
like me to
can't-
identify it?
Yes, that's probably more.
You identify it. It is a shield of missile resistance.
There you are.
It has abjuration school, and it allows you to take your resistance towards damage from ranged weapon attacks.
There you go. It's
Right, so-
shield resistant to ranged piercing attacks from arrows and the such. Yes, abjuration, if you care to know.
Doesn't seem like that's the problem.
No, but I was a little bit I don't know. I was channeling my inner Gerald, and I felt like it could have
No,
been
it's
the
a
shield
very-
that was protecting me from ranged attacks was also drawing them in. So anyway,
it's a very
that's-
logical path of thought there, Rudy. I approve.
See, your brain hasn't rotted too.
Josie's about to lose it.
That's a little softer than I thought. Anyway, so now, and then
Would you like
can
me
you
to
do the same for myself?
Oh, yes, I presume we're going to get the same results, but very well. Give me another 10 minutes, and I'll cast Identify, focused on Rudy.
Rudy has 2 curses: the curse of body rot and the curse of missile attraction.
Right. Now, I know we have discussed this, but it's outside of Darcy's memory. So if Rudy casts Remove Curse on himself, it will, for a fraction of a second, allow him to remove the armor.
Yes.
But if he doesn't remove the armor, the curse will just reapply.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh no!
I imagine
wow.
you'd have
The
to
armor causing 2 curses.
you'd
Could
have
be
to
that.
like reattune to it first, right?
No, because it doesn't unattune.
Oh, it's not an attunement. Okay,
That's not
cool.
human, no.
It is, but it doesn't automatically unattune just because you cast
Ah.
remove curse.
Gotcha.
So, my idea is if I cast Remove Curse on myself, it should theoretically remove both curses.
Hmm.
And then, essentially, if I just...
Oh, I think I see where you're going. Yes, we could do this by process of elimination, right? Yeah, very well.
And then... I
It'll
just
take a
keep
little
burning
time.
it.
So
So we
drop
can
all of
do
your
this a bit
things.
mechanically. and just walk me through what you're doing.
Okay, so Rudy's essentially going to cast remove curse on himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you cast remove curse,
And
Gerald-
then drop everything other than your armor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Remove curse,
Yeah.
and then wait for the armor to reapply the curse.
Yes.
Recheck.
Yes.
retake curse of body rot.
Only curse of
No
body rot.
curse of missile.
Ah.
What if
attack.
it's your hammer?
So there we go. So it's not.
Hold
so
on,
it's
hold
not
on.
the armor for the missile attraction.
But now I'm confused because
No. It's you're on the money here, Rudy. Now just pick things up one at a time. We'll spend 10 minutes checking you each time, and we'll figure out what it is.
can I put my underwear back on?
Absolutely not. This is scientific. You must do it one at a
I
time.
mean, Nana's right there.
And she will continue to be right there to watch over the whole proceedings.
Rudy, there is nothing that I haven't seen in this ungodly world before.
Is it
Okay.
cold though, Rudy?
Exceptionally, by the way, Arthur, are there holes in my ass? Just
I count 4.
4?
That's 3 more than there should be.
Anyway, so Rudy, okay, clothing articles one by one, obviously
Yep.
through
And,
checking.
and each time we
Yeah.
re-identify
For everything, for
yeah,
every
until
single
he
thing,
gets recursed by
you
the.
get recursed by the shield.
Wait, what?
Yes!
Sorry, by the shield.
Yeah. So you pick up you pick up the shield.
Curse applies.
Oh, there we go. It was the shield all
You
along.
little shit! I
We just-
knew it! I
we just
knew it!
paused. We just paused the fact that Road, you messaged me the episode, like the moment we
Dang,
cut the
you got
episode.
it.
We cut the shield, and Road was like, "Is that the shield of missile attraction?"
Yeah, I knew about this one. I've had to play it cool the whole time.
Off
He even,
camera.
he even texted me like, "How does it work? How like if I like what is required to find a curse?"
Yeah.
We had this huge discussion about how curses work.
So the curse was being applied to Rudy, but identifying the magical item itself does not reveal that it was cursed.
Correct.
Item is curse; it only applies the curse. You
Right.
are the cursed item.
So if Rudy now casts remove curse
yeah.
on the shield,
You don't equip the shield equips you.
But
Yeah.
now if Rudy casts remove curse on the shield, does that remove the curse, or is it
We
like
can
a...
find out.
Right. There's only one way to find out.
Okay, well, hold on. Hang on. How many casts does he have here? Hold on, let me check this.
Well, you
Nana,
have to
this
remove
is
curse
taking.
twice.
Okay.
This is taking a long time, Nana.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It is.
Okay,
It's 10
so
minutes per item.
Rudy-
It could go for hours at
Yeah.
this point.
Others just pulled up.
we might get this arrow here.
Nana's passing a flask around. Like,
Okay, so Rudy's cast a
Frank
I
second.
will
drinking
say
games.
though, everyone mark off. Everyone mark off 5 copper pieces for breakfast.
Hey.
yes.
No
All right.
problem.
But so you can cast remove curse once again on yourself,
Yeah.
and then once on the shield,
Unless he.
and then
Hmm.
and then when you re-equip the shield,
We'll
you are
know.
fine.
Oh,
fine.
I'm fine.
Hey!
Oh, hey.
Nice.
All right, now Arthur, that should have solved the problem. However, let's not test it until we get into combat. Yes.
Yeah, very not necessary.
Yeah.
But if you feel
I'm-
you must
I'm
fire
not-
arrows, please do it where I am not.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure that this has solved it.
There's
Also,
at this point there's a knock at the door, like dong 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 dong.
oh, I better put my underwear back on now.
Oh, yes, Rudy, please do get decent.
I'm surprised you left that piece till last.
Oh, it is more crust cobble, and checkout time was 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
Dear, I'll go deal with this. And
Oh,
Nana
thank
just
you,
kinda
Nana.
Slides out the door and goes, "Oh dear, we're terribly sorry. We're packing up now. Can I cover the cost of the lateness of the checkout?"
Yes. It would be if you wouldn't be so kind. 5 copper pieces.
Oh, of course. Let me fix you up right now. And if you won't give us maybe 10-15 minutes, we'll be right down.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so
then she guys
we-
like opens it up. You gotta hurry up.
Okay, all right.
Children, get down here right now.
Get out here right now.
Okay, so
Oh, sorry,
we're
no.
now confirming that we're taking all of our animals with us into the desert. Is what we're doing now. Because I thought the idea was that we would come back to pick up the animals, and
Weren't we
then.
gonna leave them at the guild? See if the guild could take care of them for a
That
little bit?
was correct.
Oh, okay, we're gonna do that. Okay,
See if
yeah,
they can
okay.
be stabled at the guild.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right.
Well, you can
I would-
definitely stable a chicken, right?
But we still have to come back and get them. That's the like we were coming.
We have
back
to
here
come back
anyway.
regardless.
Yeah, so we're gonna get Arthur's arrow anyway.
Well, it's already been paid for, gang.
Yeah. And...
Postage. Yeah.
Oh. We're going back to Ebonspire as well. Anyway, we'll just take.
If you want to leave any of your critters with the guild, I will need someone to roll a persuasion check.
Who's good at that?
George.
I'm not.
I'm
terrible at it.
-1.
I'm +1. at
I'm
least.
+5.
Go for it.
What is
Persuasion
your
+2.
What is
persuasion?
Georgia must be better though.
George is like
7.
10. Oh.
7.
George can't lose, basically.
I do think George is one level off getting the thing where all charisma checks are at least a 10.
Oh, is that like Jack of all
Oh.
trades or something? Is
George
that?
isn't part of the guild, so he would have no sway.
No,
in
he
this
wouldn't.
discussion.
No,
I think it's gonna be
that's
us.
true.
I think it's gonna
No,
be us.
literally, Silver Tongue, when you make a persuasion check or deception check, you can choose any. If you roll a 9 or low, it counts as a 10.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
Mid
amazing.
17
That's
is what
Yeah.
you're.
That's
good.
crazy.
So it won't even
good.
matter that he's not part of the guild. He'll be like, oh, okay, well, my friends really need. It won't even matter.
He's like, you know what? I'm almost in the guild anyway. It just
Pretty much in the guild. Look, I actually did your dirty work for you.
The guild Verdun offers definitely to look after Madeline
Yay!
All right.
and
Chicken.
Vinny, but not Crater.
Fair.
Yeah, very fair.
Excuse me.
Oh no, Rudy.
What do
It's,
you mean not Crater?
it's a mimic.
Scare off any new prospects.
He's potty
It's
trained.
mimic. Any newcomers.
Look at him. He couldn't hurt a fly, even if
he-
it. Oh, don't look at that fly. That fly is melting. But he wouldn't hurt 2 flies, okay? He's.
It's a
Crater,
mimic.
can you get that rat
It's
out of your mouth?
It's a
Crater.
mimic. It's going to. It might be the friendliest one, but sadly, I'm trying to get more recruits in after I lost a few yesterday, and I just need to make sure that this place is as inviting as possible.
I mean, what's. I understand.
Yes. Surprise, surprise. Things that are deadly to adventurers tend to scare adventurers.
Well, at least you have to admit, and Rudy puts Crater on the counter. You have to admit that he is a good boy.
And you see Verdun looks, and like Crater's like lid opens and the teeth fall out and all the eyes open.
But he's giving him the puppy dog eyes.
Every
Plural
single
eyes.
eye.
Plural,
Yes.
plural.
Rolls.
And you see Verdun go,
Nope.
fine, and just starts scratching it like.
And now that you've been charmed, he also would make amazing pest control. Just putting it out there.
Fine, but I'll need payment in advance.
I mean, you could also go along the angle of, you have adventurers, part of your chapter of the guild, who have found out how to take
Rudy, pay the man to take the monster off our hands.
10 gold pieces, and then a further 10 when you come pick them up.
How about I just give you 20 now? Will that do?
Fine.
And then everybody's happy, yes?
Oh,
So
very ecstatic.
Arthur's can't speak with animals to talk to Madeline. Madeline, I'm going somewhere dangerous. I can't take you with me. It's gonna hurt a lot leaving you here. But this is where you'll be staying for a little while.
Oh.
Fine. I see how it is.
No. And he's just going up to Madeline.
Yes, Madeline.
And it's just like under the But I'm
Crush him.
trying to do scratches. Just
You gotta stay inside a house, inside a cavern, not seeing the sky for who knows how long.
I'll be back before you know it.
I guess my wings will have atrophied and withered.
No.
God.
I'll make sure you get flights daily. I'll talk to them. I'll make sure.
How will you do that? She'll not be here. You've left me.
Madeline, I'm doing it because I love
so
you and want you protected.
Oh my god.
Do you want to come? Do you want to come on a dangerous journey?
I didn't say that.
Rudy nudges Nana and goes, "Is Arthur crying while making hooting sounds?"
He is. You saw nothing.
I mean, Gerald, you can see that he's crying.
Gerald
while...
doesn't see anything.
I want no
either.
part of it.
George.
George is.
Oh yeah.
George is blind.
George, do you see this?
George, are you seeing?
No.
You're as bad as Arthur. You two deserve each other.
We've all done this once. Like we've all said it.
Oh my god.
It just sort of reminds me, like, out of Avatar, like, cough.
Yeah,
It's like, it's
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there! And everyone goes, where?
but yeah. So, what are you saying to Madeline?
All right, Madeline, because it is dangerous, I will leave you here. But I'm going to make sure, I'm going to pay the man extra money to make sure you go out and get the daily flight, okay?
Fine.
Because the alternative is, I'm going to leave it up to you. You can either come with me on the dangerous journey, or you can be here safe.
I guess I'd rather come with.
You rather come with?
Sad to say, I've grown rather fond of you. And I feel, and you see, like, looks towards Verdun. I don't know if this one is adept at taking care of avian creatures.
Arthur looks over and goes, you know what? I think you are right. And starts packing up Madeline's stuff back into the bag.
Yeah.
So that Arthur turns around and look, Madeline's actually going to come with us. I think Madeline's going to be a great asset to the team for us.
Madeline told you this.
Oh, that's fair.
That
enough.
is none of your business what we talked about. I just think she'll be a great
Right,
asset
the
to the
hooting
team.
was you speaking to Madeline. Okay, I understand now.
Well, I think does that conclude
That's
our
it.
business?
Yeah.
And
Very well.
Nana just says bye to Vinny as well. And be a good
You're
boy.
just going. Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Rudy has slipped Crater another sock that has got embroidered on it Gerald the Wizard.
Oh my god.
And
Gerald only has right side socks left now.
and he's made sure that the guild has got plenty of stocks of jerky.
Yeah.
Because that's his favorite.
And
So
one
20
puck
is still quite a bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get back and there's like no chicken, and there's just Crater with feathers.
No, Crater will never. Crater is a good boy.
He's a good boy.
Uh-huh.
He's a
Would
good
never.
boy.
Uh-huh.
You look at him in the eyes and tell him these.
Crater and Vinny are gonna be fighting over that chicken.
No, Vinny will never know the taste of blood because we cannot.
Vinny's too intelligent.
Vinny
now.
only want egg,
Vinny
which is
doesn't.
why Vinny will protect chicken because chicken
He
give
can
the
lay
egg.
the egg. Oh, Cuddly, you're a
You know,
genius.
that's smart.
Yeah,
That's
That's
smart.
actually smart.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Asking around as well for some directions, you figure out that logistically, it's about the same distance from here to the river that cuts off the desert.
Okay.
So it is the equivalent of nearly 2 weeks at foot. Like,
Ooh.
if you can manage to just keep going constantly, it's gonna take you just over 10 days to get to that river.
There's no way we could hide. I suppose we're going into a desert. We can't take horses into a desert.
And it's called, you would also know it's called the Glimmer River.
The Glimmer River.
Is there
Glimmer
any
River.
while asking around, are there any like
Um,
caravans or anything going that way, or?
As soon as you mention which direction you're going, they say, "Sorry, can't let you take any of our animals that way. There's just no guarantee we get them back at all."
Well, we did
Yeah.
right by leaving our animals here. Then
We do have my horse.
that can't carry all of us, though, Arthur.
No, but if we had like a carriage,
What about
maybe.
no? I think you just gave me an idea, Arthur. Because we're going into a desert, it's all sand. Could we not do a similar thing to what we did down south, and maybe get some sort of a sled, which could be pulled?
Actually, that makes sense. You can fly, Gerald, on your broom.
Yes.
Arthur can ride the horse. The horse can pull the sled with
3 people.
No, the horse
Well-
isn't strong enough to pull 3 people and have Arthur on its back. Surely not.
I'm about to try and find out what it can do.
The thing is that the broom doesn't necessarily have to be ridden.
It can also carry up to, I think, 2 people safely. 2
Oh.
medium size.
So George and Gerald can ride the broom and get to know each other really well.
I'm getting on that thing.
Oh, I mean, okay. Well, then Nana and Gerald can get on the broom. Because I don't think Gerald wants me holding my arms around your waist, do you, Gerald?
Shivers.
That's what I
Love
thought. You accept my heels, but not my affection. That makes sense.
Oh, I don't want anything to do with your feet, Rudy.
Asking around, there's no sleighs or sleds of any kind being sold.
Could we
I think-
fashion something?
Because Nana and George are small, could they ride on the back of the horse?
George is a human.
as-
George isn't small.
George is medium sized.
Yeah.
Oh,
George is taller than Nana.
this
Yeah.
whole time I thought they were the same size.
No.
I think we might just have to walk.
These boots are made for walking.
I mean, I don't have any ability that allows us to travel faster.
Oh, look, to be honest, I do have a little bit of something that would help us to get faster. Our
Now
travel,
would be a good
our
time.
travel pace is doubled, as in the travel pace of up to 10 companions while they're 60 feet to me, and they're not incapacitated, essentially.
But why didn't you speak up earlier? That literally solves the problem. That cuts a 10-day travel time to 5.
Yeah,
That's
pretty much. You could get there
that's
in a week
non-stop.
easy.
That's non-stop traveling.
Well, no, you know what I mean. You've literally halved our travel time. A horse would do the same thing,
Well,
give or take.
if I'm on my horse, it gives me more.
No,
But
but we can't all be on the horse, Arthur. You gotta think of everybody. We have several people here.
that means, Gerald, you'll have to fly low.
What did you say the range of that ability of yours was?
Within 60 feet of me.
Oh, I could be 60 feet in the air. That's fine.
Yeah.
You go a little bit out and you slow down.
Yeah, just
Arthur, which spell is that?
the Hunter's Stride. It's part of my Arthur's wedding band.
All right, you're right. It is
How long have you had this for?
not long.
Okay, good. All right. I was worried for a second.
This is the first time I've been actually being able to
You know
use
what,
it.
Arthur? Add that to the list of things that I'm actually really appreciative of you being able to do. Although, should I put it more to your wedding band, actually?
No.
You know what? The wedding band also heals. So, you know what? Maybe the band is more useful than Arthur. Well,
And then it can
Yeah.
do this. It pulls out the claws.
See, that's just weird.
Oh, put those away. Ugh.
Why would you whip them out? We're in the middle of public.
What have we
Put
told
them
you about
away.
whipping it out in the middle of the street, Arthur?
Look, I'm pretty
Currently,
sure that child is crying now.
As you've been looking at horses and carriages, you're currently outside the entrance into the city itself. It's midday, it's just after maybe around 1 p.m. And it looks like no one wants to sell you any animals. There's no sleds available.
Arthur's just gonna say, let's get going. Because
Nana, let us fill you in on the plan.
Oh, perfect. Sorry, there was a litter box incident.
Oh.
Sorry.
Turns out, Arthur can make us all walk really quickly.
Oh, beautiful.
Can't you, Arthur?
well, let's just say I can travel double our speed if we're all together.
I still have little legs.
Yes, your little legs will be on 3 times the speed, but it's okay.
This is concerning, but I'm very intrigued.
If I have to, I throw you up on the horse.
Or you
Oh,
could
I'm back
ride.
to
You can ride the broom with me if you wish.
Nana can also hold a beast shape for 3 hours at a time.
Oh, true. Yeah, never mind.
Oh,
Nana's
hang
just
on.
complaining for no
Here we
reason.
go. If Nana turns into something that's beast-shaped, right? Gerald, then you've got Gerald and Rudy on a broom, me on my horse, and then George on Nana.
Yeah, you could effectively, because a horse speed would be a base 40, the broom is base 50. If Nana turned into a horse or something of similar size and speed, with Arthur's wedding band, you would be traveling at 80 as a base speed.
That is insane.
That's pretty good.
That
Can
is.
the broom keep up with that?
Yeah,
Yeah, the broom is
faster
faster.
than that.
Okay.
So the base, instead of being like about 12 to 14 days to reach the desert, you've now chucked it down to like 5, 6. It's like
Yeah.
That's really good.
That is game plan. Let's do that.
That's a good. Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
hang on. So George won't go on the broom. Gerald, there's only one place for me right now.
Fine. Just don't.
I mean, I could be at the front. You just have to.
I don't want to touch you.
Wow.
Wow.
Look,
And
just
that's why your ship sunk.
actually, George starts rummaging through. I'm gonna check something.
Yeah,
Actually.
George has a fucking
Couch pet?
Yeah, George
Couch
has
pet.
couch pets. Let's see. I'm just
George
gonna
just
check.
throws them out until he gets the right one.
no.
Arthur needs to get into this about this.
You're the one.
It's coming out.
They don't. They vanish at dawn or when reduced to 0 hit points.
Oh wow.
So, yes.
Oh.
And it
Oh.
can be used 3 times. So George does like I'm gonna roll a d8.
Yeah.
Pulls out, throws up, and summons a panther. Just like
Nice.
There
and
you
just and
go.
goes like no. Tries again. Whoop, summons a weasel that just like starts skittering around. No, wait, maybe. And then the last one, it's a giant rat, and George goes fine and like hops up on the panther.
Oh, dear.
All right.
That would be a tough mount to ride, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Panthers aren't super big, right?
In that case,
I'm actually gonna check their stat block to make sure.
well,
As
Nana,
you're doing that, sorry, Arthur's gonna call forward his steed, but he's gonna call it Madeline. So he's gonna have 2 Madelines. Yes.
I mean, the panther is medium sized, but George isn't like full grown adult. And if the pack can be given to Arthur, who's riding like the horse, the panther does have a decent strength stat, and it does
sweet.
have a 50 feet movement speed. So
Well,
yeah.
that's all we need.
There we go.
Sure. Just hold on tight, I guess.
I mean, I can also be a panther if that's what you
So
want.
there's like then George like walks up to the weasel and the rat and just like taps on them and says, "Come back," and they just fold up into little puff balls and puts them in the bag.
Well, it all depends if Rudy's gonna ride with Nana or ride with Gerald.
I mean, I can be a war horse and have a speed of 60.
Nana, you
yeah,
can
that would
transform
make,
into
that would make
whatever
Arthur the slowest.
you... You know what,
We're
Nana? I'm
riding
all
horse.
for this
Oh my
idea.
goodness.
Well, I mean, because the thing is, if George is on a panther and
Yeah.
Nana turns into a warhorse, then can't someone just ride on the back of the warhorse?
That's what we're saying.
Rudy.
Yeah, then we don't
Yeah.
even need the spectral horse.
So then
See,
Arthur would ride with Gerald.
Arthur has to ride something.
Yeah, Arthur has to ride something.
Arthur's on the
guess-
horse. George is on the panther. You're on the broom. I'm on Nano.
That would require Arthur to also be on the broom with Gerald.
Yeah, because if Arthur because Arthur's the slowest now on his spectral horse, if he gets on Nana or on the broom, then that's gonna be better.
Are we
Yeah.
are we really penny pinching on 10?
Yes. 10 feet is a per round move. Overland travel works differently. So overland travel, you're going
Don't
like
care. Whichever way you want to split it, go for it.
So Arthur is then hopping on the broom with Gerald.
Okay.
Is how I'm reading
Mhm.
it. George is riding a panther. Nana turns into a warhorse.
Why
which
not?
Like
I love.
Could be a
like this-
riding horse, but what's the difference?
No, why
Large beast.
war
They're both
horse?
large.
they have some different stats.
Go warhorse.
And
because then
more
we get the
attitude.
combat. You can you
Yeah,
can
it's
like
true. That's what I was kind of thinking.
goof the
Yeah.
shit out of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm,
I
I'm
could
also
be a panther.
assuming that since Nana is a warhorse that can deal with more, you might pack some of your luggage onto Nana.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, probably. But I can only keep this shape for, I believe it's
3 hours.
But you
3
can
hours.
recast it though. You can
Yeah, you can do it
What?
twice.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's 6
yeah, I
hours.
know.
So it's
So,
6
but you
hours
only
of
get
travel.
6 hours of travel rather
3
than
hours
the whole day
rest,
of whatever the
then
spirit
3
horse
hours.
is.
But really, out of 6 hours, we're gonna actually 12 hours of travel.
Yeah, exactly. We're
Technically,
we're
right.
still moving.
We're
I think
covering
we're
a
splitting
lot of
hairs.
distance
Let's-
this way.
We're
Yeah.
covering a lot of ground.
We
I'll
have
use that.
speed.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Can I
Now
can
that
I Orb ask something? Never mind. Orb found it. No,
Orb
no.
found it.
Uh,
Wow.
Orb was just trying to find out how far Madeline can fly. If Madeline
Hadley's trying to find out where Orb speaks in the third person.
because Orb is Orb and he likes to be moist, so moist equals Orb. Orb talks by himself, therefore Orb cannot talk in eyes.
What kind
vote to kick from party.
You know what?
You know who can talk in eyes? Bloodborne.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Oh,
As-
Madeline can keep up with flying. Sweet.
Oh, yeah, she's got a 60, right?
Yep, that's correct.
yeah.
She's fast and quiet.
Mhm.
And very happy because she's outside and flying for a change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you get sorted, you like sort of line up. Nana transforms into this massive horse. You pack some stuff up on Nana. Rudy, you get sorted.
Mhm.
Arthur, you hop on the broom behind Gerald.
Sorry if my butt's a little cold, Nana.
You just give him a weird look. Like,
Yeah, you
am I, dude?
understand. You
Horse.
just can't guess a horse, but you can
Horse
definitely-
side eyes you.
What's that look for? I was
Gerald,
just warning you.
what
Hmm?
do I hold
On tightly.
on to you? The broom, the
Hold on to the broom, preferably. If you find yourself destabilizing and feeling like you're going to fall, don't grab me.
Okay. Do I side saddle or do I split it?
Whichever you find most comfortable, as long as you can hold
Are
on.
we there yet?
Arthur's
we
got a
there yet?
side saddle because
Are
he
we there
thinks-
yet?
Hey,
Are we
Arthur,
there yet?
I find if you grip Gerald's hips tightly, you'll have a really solid purchase.
Please don't.
Too late. Arthur's already doing it.
Mm,
So,
Let's go.
right as you make formation,
Zoom.
Rudy on horse form Nana, Arthur on the broom with Gerald, and George on a panther. You make it off. You leave town. You pass the clearing that surrounds the mountain itself. You follow the trail, really, until you reach the tree line. Because it's going fast, and it's not so much that you.
We're going fast. That's what you said.
It's not that kind of fast.
Well, what It's different kinds of faster. Oh my god.
Yes, this is more like knowing what terrain to go through, not making unnecessary tours.
The
It's like
boring pass. I see. I
yeah,
see.
it's like constant shortcuts and knowing where to go.
Right.
As you reach the tree line, you follow the road that leads north. It turns from a large path, a road that is sometimes frequently traveled that follows the side of the mountain, splits off and heads towards the tree line, and it's a smaller path. By the time it reaches the tree line, it's barely a path at all. It's just like a forest trail, more or less, and you're still keeping speed, but on the broom you go above the canopy. Still keeping within range, but you are above the canopy. The horse and the panther following this forest trail. I'm going to need anyone, to roll the d20.
Oh.
Who wants to do it?
I'll do it.
I mean, Arthur's leading us, so Arthur should.
Oh
do it.
yeah, that's actually that.
Go, noble leader.
And Alda is asking if you're going to the river or the desert. They have to get to the Glimmer River and cross it into the desert.
Now,
I've
Arthur, are you
rolled.
sure this is the right way?
Who's rolled?
Yeah, I've rolled. It was 11. I'm above the canopy, so I can't hear you.
Arthur, I'm not going to yell because Noctia's sleeping, but Arthur.
I don't see an 11. Sorry.
I did see.
It came up as a custom roll.
I didn't see
It
the
hasn't
custom
come through on the Discord dice
I
tray, but
can confirm I did see an 11 on the actual sheet pop up.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust your 11. As you're flying above the canopy, Arthur, you're looking around when you hear suddenly, and this massive shadow just like darkens you and Gerald for a moment.
I want to take back that 11.
Looking up, you see a shape flying high above the clouds, and it looks like it's circling back. For a moment, it catches like your eye. You're looking up, and the sun is in your eye, and it's coming down straight towards the forest of where you are.
Gerald, that it's gone towards the forest.
Yeah,
Oh,
coming down towards you, almost in a dive, wings tucked in. As it's coming forward, Arthur, with your elf eyes, you see a pale, bone-colored dragon with his wings tucked in, and standing on its back, holding a rein, is a man.
Oh.
A
Oh my god,
figure
it's
with a sword out, and it's just coming straight down towards you.
Holy,
What?
Gerald died.
Can I make this out?
And you can just see the shape, like a silhouette of something coming
Gerald.
towards you.
Gerald's like Arthur's now
I
leaning
like.
on the broom.
Oh.
God, Gerald down, dragon, go. Person's on there, go.
Okay.
Now,
Hold
you
on
just-
tight.
Through.
And
And
then
the ones of you in the forest, you don't see any of this. You just suddenly hear breaking through the canopy, down onto the road comes the broom with Arthur and Gerald.
Danger! 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 Danger!
dragon,
Danger!
dragon, everyone needs to hide.
but Nana, there's apparently danger.
Everyone stop. Arthur is gonna he's gonna do pass without a
pass-
trace.
Cast
Adds a
pass
plus
without trace.
10 to our
Everyone makes stealth checks.
stealth
Oh,
checks
shit.
to try and hide from this thing.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's a 38 for
for sake.
Arthur rolled a natural one.
Let me just say, George, you
technically
look around,
that's
you come from,
19.
you say hide, and you don't even see George anymore. He's
George is gone.
He's
I
already
love
gone.
that.
Okay, I just want to know.
Nana's not very good at stealth. I'm sorry in
Yeah,
advance.
but
Neither
it's a
am
plus 10
I.
to whatever you roll.
Oh, really? Oh, that'll be nice.
So Rudy does have disadvantage on
Oh, so
all
25.
stealth checks.
I rolled
So
25
very
for
well.
Nana.
this is the first roll. I'm rolling with disadvantage. 2 rolls. Yikes. Okay, we are running with a 4, which is a 14.
Arthur got 19.
Yeah, I got a
Nana
9.
got 25.
I
Your
got
natural-
29 essentially.
Your natural 1, Arthur, was better than my 4.
I do have a plus 8.
I'd like to think it's because Nana changes back into a person and just is like,
Okay, so let's
Ducks into a
see.
bush, just.
Rudy,
ambush.
You got a 14.
Yes. Yep.
Nana got a 25,
Mhm.
29.
And
yeah,
you
because
could
it's a
actually
group chat.
just turn into a tree.
Yeah, you could.
But then I wouldn't be able to use my cool thing that I kind of wanted to use, so I kind of hope it finds me anyway.
True,
Earth
true.
gets a
Come and
19.
get me,
Come at me, bro.
bro.
You, as you're all hiding, you do hear like flapping, and you see the canopy shaking, like rustling, and you hear this flap for a while, and it moves around, circling overhead, and then it just starts. It gets more and more quiet. You wait for a few more minutes, and it's completely quiet.
I try and slowly pull out my book, get the pen, and I'd send, Nana, this is your wizard, Gerald. Is the coast clear? Question mark.
Nana very slowly pokes her head out of the bush she's in.
It's still a horse. Are you still a horse?
No, I'm a person. I'm a little
Okay.
gnome now.
Arthur was going to do a perception check before he gets out.
You gotta
Yeah,
see to
make a
have
perception
perception,
check.
right? Oh,
No,
okay.
perception is all senses.
28.
28. Yeah, you're like listening, looking. You realize all the forest noises have returned. They were quiet as well. So yeah, you'd take this. The coast is clear.
Arthur just gets up and walks out now.
Well, if Arthur thinks
Arthur,
it's
wait,
okay,
what if it's
it
not
must be
gone?
okay. Rudy gets up as well, and
Rudy, what if it's not gone?
so Arthur, what Gerald, you can come out of the bush now.
Gerald's not here. Gerald's a bush.
Okay, Gerald's a bush now.
Anyways,
Oh,
Okay,
Um,
but you're
See the
leaving.
hat over the bush.
essentially, there was a dragon
right.
and a man riding the dragon with a sword out.
Oh,
As
That's
in,
not good.
like, and Arthur holds the position of the man, like yes, full on nose diving.
okay. So who did you annoy to come at us with a dragon?
I don't know. All I'm saying is probably flying above the canopy is not a thing we should do now.
Shall we just walk for a while?
I think that might be the best.
Walk? I'm not walking. I'm going to ride this broom. I'm just
You're
not
gonna
going
come
up
out
there
of the
again.
bush first to get on your broom.
Brave words from a
Unless
bush.
you're gonna bring the bush with you.
Yes, well, maybe Gerald will turn up, and then if he does, he'll ride a broom, I'm sure. Bush,
All right,
bush.
Mr. Bush. George, where are you? Are you here?
Yes, and like right behind you.
Oh,
You
Just
said
all of
hi.
them appears.
I did. Yes, thank you. We thought we lost you.
I think walking might be the best for a little while.
What do you think, Nana?
I am all for walking, yes. I admittedly did lose my shape a little early, so let's walk.
All right, so Arthur will
Perfect.
call the spectral horse forward
Mhm.
to put the luggage on, essentially lighting our load.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
fair.
also making sure Madeline's down with us
Okay.
and Mo as well.
And Madeline
Yes.
is okay. She
Yes.
got away. Did
I
she?
thought Madeline was gone. That first little-
Yeah.
and I was
That's-
I
that's
feel like
just a snack.
Madeline would have known already, like just be like, "Yep, I'm
Yeah,
going for this."
Madeline also dove quickly.
like, bye, dum dum.
Eventually, a
Nice
few
knowing you.
hours passed. Because you left at the early afternoon. A few hours pass, and the sun is starting to set, and you're in the forest. It gets dark quickly, and you're realizing that you're still just on this beaten trail, not even a walked path, really. You're just following Arthur, and Arthur is heading just following this path.
Arthur sort of stops for a second and sort of goes, "Do we make camp, or do you guys want to travel through the night?" I'm okay with traveling through the night, but I know Nana has been getting out of bed a little lately these days, so
Well,
Yes, it's the cloak, Arthur.
I see.
it makes you very, very sleepy.
I mean, I can't see in the dark, so I would be lighting a torch, and that would
I
pretty
do
much be a
feel we
beacon.
should
Well-
stop.
Stop. Yep.
I
okay.
think
Because-
we can stop.
We
It's-
don't really want to be attacked by a dragon when one of us can't see.
And it's
It's me, Nana. It's okay.
It's you.
I'm
Rudy,
the one
yes.
What do you mean,
racially
one of us?
profiled here who cannot see. Yes.
it's
I
also
thought-
much safer inside the tiny hut, of course.
I also thought George couldn't see.
I can
Wait,
see in the
did Arthur
dark.
just miss that
What?
whole thing?
You can see in the dark?
Yeah, but only the dark.
Ah.
That's why, that's why I think Georgie got angry at me when I lit the torch down in the knolls.
Oh,
In
you
my
did
eye.
miss that, Arthur.
In your eyes, yes.
Yes, I see.
A very
Um,
sensitive
That's when
eye.
Arthur got
Oh,
called
yes,
away
George,
for
you're
work.
very sensitive
Rudy,
eyes.
you blinded me.
Gerald, do you mind putting up the tiny hut? We'll stay here tonight.
Sure.
I am casting.
Don't we have also? Wait, hang on. Didn't we have like
Yeah.
a hut within a hut at some point?
Yeah,
Hold on.
I'm
Yeah,
casting
it's-
our
it's-
hut.
it is
so you can put a
time.
hut within a hut.
Yeah,
So we can go deeper and go hut within a hut within a hut.
Tell me what's it called though.
It's called Hearth of Moonlight and Shadow.
Ooh.
Yeah, during a short or long rest, you touch a space. So wherever we decide to make camp, I don't think it
Mhm.
matters what I roll. I just have to.
No, that's not really anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so essentially where Nana puts our pot down, it's almost like a shimmer just blasts out.
I imagine we do
just-
it like off the beaten path a little bit, though. Probably.
Are you saying that Nana's pot is now like a Dark Souls bonfire?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's so cool.
All the enemies
then Roach
respawn.
just sets
No!
The dragon comes back.
Yeah. Linorm's back.
So Nana puts down the pot and it does this thing, and then like Jared puts a big tiny hut
Yeah.
over the
Sure.
pot.
Basically. And
Oh
Nana
my
reminds you to not leave the 30-foot sphere unless
Yeah.
you really have to poop, I guess.
Also non-magical fires are not seen through the barrier.
Mhm.
Sweet.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Arthur's
Yep.
just gonna get a bed.
Arthur goes to
Get
bed?
Madeline.
And
Are we not, do we not need to stand watch? Is that
and the tiny, not really, no. The tiny hut's going to be just whatever the most predominant color is
okay?
on the ground, so that if something was to look down from the
It's dark
sky,
moss and green, moss and stone green.
cool.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
You still have like most of a thick canopy mixed with like fir trees and leaves.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it should be like pretty decent camouflage, given the canopy plus being sort of ground covered, colored, I should say. So yeah, we'll go for like that kind of mossy green brown kind of a color.
Is
Rudy-
anyone staying up at all?
Oh,
Yeah, Nana might for a little bit. She'll probably be a bit tired.
Well, you can't though. You've got to do the
yeah,
extra rest.
but, I mean, there was a dragon.
the only.
you need a nana nap.
But
a
there was
nap
a
then.
dragon.
Well, I'll set an alarm around the outside of the perimeter as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Obviously,
George
and
says, and I got this, and like taps his stick.
oh, what can you
does
do with
the
the stick?
Yeah.
It's a well, George has explained before. It is a quarterstaff of warning.
That's true.
So-
You did say that.
Yeah, so it does. George, everyone within 30 feet has that cannot be surprised except if incapacitated by anything other than non-magical sleep. So essentially, it works as an alarm.
Yep.
And you
Oh.
all have it, and you have, I believe. And no, it's only George has advantage on initiative rolls.
Oh well.
Okay, that's fine. That's all right.
That's
It does
still
say
fine.
specifically, the weapon magically awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping when combat begins.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Right.
Well, Arthur's asleep. He's
All
been
right.
asleep for a while.
You know
So
what?
now you have the hearth, the hut, the alarm, and the warning.
Yeah, we
That's nearly a
Don't
book
touch
in
us.
itself.
you know what? Gerald might just never leave this.
This is pretty safe.
This is pretty good.
Wow, holy moly. All right. Yeah, Rudy just falls asleep. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds
All
great.
sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
sleep, and the night passes through. You wake up earlier than others, Arthur.
Yep.
And you hear forest noises.
Sweet.
Just outside the limit of Nana's hearth, you do see what looks like a small family of hogs that are like just passing through the forest.
That's adorable.
But the
Aw.
sun eventually comes up. You all awaken, and you pack up. You continue your journey. How are you doing for? Does anyone have rations?
So
Do you have this
essentially, for food, what would happen is if Nana's got a pot set up, Rudy would just cast prepare food. What was it?
Create food.
Create food, but he doesn't summon like cooked food because he knows Nana likes cooking food, so he summons the ingredients that Nana
Look.
needs.
Last time you burned the food,
But
the first time you burned the food was the last time, basically.
yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
She doesn't even trust your magical
No,
food preparation.
Basically tasteless gruel, like oatmeal.
Oh.
It says in the spell that you
Oh.
summon like it's really bland. It's
Oh.
nurturing but bland. But Nana, you could definitely just like add a touch
Yeah.
of Nana.
Add
Yeah,
something.
no.
Add
Nana's
the
got
Nana
the
magic to it.
spice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you had breakfast and you all get sorted on the road again.
Yeah.
You've all had your long rest. Are you taking the same formation
Yes.
as earlier?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except
Yeah.
we'll be flying below the canopy, I think.
And George is going to roll to see if he can get anything out of his bag of tricks. And gets a panther on the first try and goes like, "Oh
Nice.
wow!"
Oh well.
So I just want to
man.
note with create food and water, it's enough for 15 people.
Whoa.
So essentially, that's a whole day's worth of food for our little party. Yeah.
You don't have
Um,
to use any rations or anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's get going.
It's
I will
enough.
need someone else to roll a d20 as you get going on the road again.
I vote Nana's next.
Yeah. I don't trust
Yeah,
that
I
little
was
bit
going
anymore.
for it. Oof.
Although I kind of want to know who that person was.
Yeah,
I know.
I
I'm like, I kind of wish we
know.
had it hit.
Hey, Cuddly, can you
because-
roll an 11 so we can find out who that was?
Everyone's waiting.
Kind of wanted an 11, but I guess we'll just have a whatever the fuck this is.
What is it?
I-
What is it?
Nana's
I don't
rolled
know. It's a
17.
17.
17.
That's pretty high. I wonder if it gets worse as it gets higher or
Yeah, I
better.
wonder
or...
that.
Is it random?
Is,
I still
is
can't
one
believe
of
we
the roles
hit
a
so
pocket
well.
pet battle?
Oh, one of them probably is.
Not ready.
As you're coming down this trail, this forest trail, you're moving in a line. You start hearing. Those of you who have like a high enough perception. In this case, it would be Rudy,
Yes.
Arthur, and George. Start hearing galloping hooves coming loud, barreling through the forest, coming in your direction. They're just coming like full on galloping.
Nana, there's the potential incoming. I'm assuming
Nana,
Arthur
like,
would
moves
warn
to the
Gerald.
side.
Yeah, Arthur's born Gerald again.
And
But
as you say that, incoming, you hear. And I am going to need Arthur, who's in the front, to make a reflex save.
Sorry,
A
what if we?
dexterity save.
Sorry,
You
we.
just hear
yeah,
it.
cutting out.
You hear it like a.
Oh,
Oh, say
Oh.
deck save. Okay,
Yeah, give me a dex save.
20.
20. You see it coming down the path, and you just barely get your head to the side as this bolt of lightning just flies by, and what looks like a javelin gets like launched halfway into a tree trunk.
wait!
And
What
coming down,
dares?
coming down the road, you see this creature. The bottom half looks almost equestrian, but the top half is this like musculature. The head is almost like that of a lion's, but with large horn instead of a mane. It's got
Oh.
spikes coming out of its shoulders, and the tail that whips around is cutting down branches with a sword that protrudes from the back.
Holy shit.
And as it's coming closer, you see there's a second one right behind it, holding up his hand, and you see this lightning form, and that's where we're gonna end for today.
What do we know?
mission for today.
We
I'm
dodged
going-
one combat just to get
I'm
into
going
another
to put
combat.
I'm gonna put in the dice tray what you
Oh
see.
my god.
So hang on. Can we just note that Arthur
What?
barely dodged that attack with a reflex of 20?
He dodged. He beat the DC. With how much I won't say,
No,
but he
no, no.
did.
But
Well, I've got a plus 8 to
Ooh.
Dex.
I'm scared of whatever this is. Holy
Oh,
heck.
that's like
I
that's
ain't
like
scared. I got hooves too, bitch.
Okay, I'm staying on Nana.
We're jousting it.
jousting.
We're gonna joust.
We're gonna
Oh
joust.
my god, can we fucking
Get your
joust?
fucking hammer ready. We are jousting
We're gonna
on this
joust.
bitch.
Oh my god, Gerald would hate it, but we could totally joust with the broom as well. Like just go down one each side and just skewer.
Would Gerald have had the foresight to change his resistance?
From fire to something else?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
That is a nice answer. I like that answer.
No, we're going into a desert. He doesn't want to get hot.
Yeah.
You know how heavy these robes are?
Yeah, the two of these are coming down this path, and you can see they're almost like hunched down to fit in between the tree branches as
Yeah.
they're coming.
Oh, they're big boys. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there'd be no
They're
logical
large.
reason I
They are,
would
they are
have
large
changed it.
size.
I do
Oh,
have
I
to
know,
ask,
it's a
if
large
we
size.
didn't hide from the dragon, was that combat as well?
Oh, that would have been a very special thing, and I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh, we need to
No.
roll an 11 again.
I'm so sad.
That thing, I will say though, listen, that thing has been on every encounter table I've ever had it on.
Okay, so it's
Ooh.
not going away. It'll come back. It's okay. We'll get it again.
Mhm.
Maybe.
So when I say hide, dragon, you guys gonna be like, no, and then just half a Rudy gets spinning away.
To be honest, I was almost gonna stand there with my sky blinder staff, and then I was
Oh,
like,
that would've been
Nana need to
badass.
get eaten today.
We'll do to round up. We'll
Mhm.
roll initiative, so we could just hop right in.
Oh,
next
yeah.
that's a good
Oh,
idea.
Alright,
okay,
there we
okay,
go.
okay.
I love this.
How
I love
about? How about? Let me just set it up. Don't roll yet.
Ah,
Don't roll
well,
yet.
hey,
Really?
I've already
Too
rolled.
late. It has
I'm
already
too
been.
keen.
Doesn't count.
It's alright.
I can roll
I
again if
will-
you want, but I guarantee it'll be lower.
In a bit, I'm going to. I'm just. I hadn't updated it since we actually got Gouda into the thing.
My 14.
But I can add those manually, so it's fine.
Oh, no, no, natural 20. Okay, yeah, we're gonna keep.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting until you tell me when.
Okay. Oop. And let's see, Rudy, you got a 14, and I got a 21.
Mhm.
George rolls with advantage because of the quarter 7 warning. Natural 19 plus 4 for
nice.
23. Okay, Arthur and Gerald, feel free to roll.
Let's go.
Oh,
That was
There-
almost terrible,
got-
but it turned out all right.
it was Arthur last.
Because
Oh,
you
I
spent your
don't
time
know.
dodging, so you're like off
yeah,
balance.
he's dodging.
Yeah,
He had to
yeah,
right
I
himself,
guess
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are going to start next weekend with George.
combat.
And on deck we will have Nana.
Ooh.
As the two Armanites are barreling down
Armanites.
towards you.
Ammonites.
Wait, Nana, are you gonna polymorph
Ooh.
one of these into a lizard and try to talk it down as well?
No, I'm gonna kick it in the face with my big war horse hooves.
Yes!
Yes!
Some
Nice.
horse on
Nana
horse
has
action.
chosen.
Violence this morning.
Violence on
This Sunday,
day.
Sunday.
Is Omen is saying no? Can we please get next D&D Sunday already?
Yes.
So
Could we,
keen,
I mean, we could
'cause
just keep playing forever.
Well, I mean,
I
we're
believe
gonna have
people
that.
are tired. Yeah, I believe some people are tired.
Eventually, because like Arthur, I mean, or you're getting used to a new job
On the 19th of this month, I start my new job.
on the
Hey.
19th.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then once you're used to it, who knows?
Wow.
You know, who knows whether we.
Yeah,
Well,
but next
the-
weekend,
Yes, I'm unemployed next weekend.
You're unemployed next weekend.
For like
So-
3 days.
Well, that's very
So
temporary.
so could we potentially
Wait,
go?
actually,
longer
hold
next
on. Next
Easter
Sunday,
next
next
weekend.
Sunday is
Next
Easter
weekend,
Sunday.
yeah. Next
Yes.
weekend is the Easter
Yeah.
weekend, so we've got long weekends.
We got
Yes.
yeah.
Unless you have plans.
Unless
No,
you have
I do
plans.
not. We can get
I do
later.
not.
Later. Also,
I don't-
in saying
I
that,
don't.
the next week after that, we have It's another public holiday.
We do have another one.
Anzac Day,
Anzac
Yeah,
Day.
yeah.
and then after that we've
I gotta
got
check.
Labor Day.
Wait,
Wow.
really?
Well,
Yeah, I
I've got
can-
Labor
Oh,
Day.
you've got Labor Day. We don't. Yeah.
We'll sort it out. We have
we'll
a
sort it out.
Discord for that. We have a Discord for that.
Long story
Ooh.
short, there might be longer sessions on the table soon, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, and
potentially.
especially we will discuss next Sunday. I'm very open to doing something more.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
But
More
yeah,
D&D.
do you have any questions from the viewers or from the players about tonight's game?
I don't have a question, but we had an idea just randomly pop up in my Discord as I said, "Hey, to my Discord, D&D in an hour. Anyone interested?" It's just a funny idea of like running a D&D session live, and then what you have is you have you've already checked it with like members of your community, but like essentially you have a set of characters, and like every 2 hours or so, new people come into the game and you essentially just transform those characters into different characters, but the story has to just keep continuing and do like a
yeah.
chaos stream,
Oh,
which is like a
jeez.
one shot, like infinite amounts of work, but it was like
Oof.
such a chaotic idea. I was like,
I
oh
have
my
to I have to tell you about something that's really funny, and Cuddly's gonna want to be here for it. I promise. But it was during the Jingle Jam on Yogscast. They did like a thing with High Rollers D&D, and they did a mega dungeon called the Dungeon of the Mad Mark, which is the name of their DM. And they had a thing where it was just a big mega dungeon full of death traps, like Sen's Fortress.
Oh, God.
And they all had 3 prepared level 1 characters, and whenever they whenever they had like at certain times, I think it was like every 20 minutes, and every time they reached a donation goal, they had 2 minutes to level up their characters.
Wow.
And there was one
Cool.
point where someone died and brought in a character who was a Furbolg druid who was like super chill, and he just introduced himself like, "Hey, my name's Phyllis, but you may know my daughter, Navi. Everyone calls me Phyllis Navidad." It was during the Christmas charity stream, and I just died. It's live, and I just died.
Oh,
That
it's
is-
so bad.
Nice.
It's so bad.
That is high quality
hate it.
puns.
That
Yeah.
is
I hate it.
great. Yeah.
Do we have any
Oh.
questions from
Yeah,
everyone?
Yeah,
Yes,
if anyone in
one
any of the
question
chats.
from Void Redacted Monkey is how
Void
often
Monkey.
has potato been eaten so far in the series?
Oh, not too often, sadly.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if we get our hands on that many potatoes.
Have
We
you
do
made it-
have a potato.
You have eaten potatoes. I have described potatoes in your food.
Yeah, I mean, we have one.
We
Uh,
have
magical
one of
one.
disbelief.
Yeah.
I did answer that question
We
earlier.
won't be eating. Oh, you're sad. Don't be too sad. We'll get potatoes soon.
Yeah, we've got
I
a
mean,
potato of
really-
disbelief. That's the
Really can
ultimate
summon
potato.
potatoes, but they're like bland, tasteless potatoes until
You
Nana
know what
adds
was
stuff
wrong
to
with
it.
your food, man. I would have bought rations had I known. Had I known.
I mean,
Do
we
you players have any questions about anything that happened today?
Yeah, who is the dragon guy?
Oh, you want to know?
The hiccup?
no, because what if we get the event again? Like, what if we summon him again without
No, but
dice?
I'll tell you what it's referred to.
Okay, all right.
Just give us a
The Hound Tribe
tidbit.
Dragon.
Oh, you want the prompt? Do you want the prompt of what that encounter was called? What it was
Yeah.
written?
Yeah.
The Trial of Wormsbane.
What? Trial of Wormsbane.
Or we blame you for not.
He can just put me through a trial when I have a Skyblinder staff? Sky...
That's
Why?
true. You have a Skyblinder staff. Oh my god.
Sky...
You can just Gandalf
Whatever.
these Nazguls.
Oh man.
I want
Yeah.
that one
I
again.
was just
That sounds cool.
protecting us.
No,
alright?
Yeah,
it was
I
the
know,
right
I-
thing. No.
No,
That was
because
pretty good.
that thing is a very special encounter, and it would have been. I love the fact that you were like, because the fact that you had split up made it so interesting, because you were some people above the canopy, and when you rolled the 11, I was like, well, obviously they would go for the people that are flying above the trees.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you dove down and was like, everyone hide, and you cast Path Without Trace, And you all rolled high enough to beat the perception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not all of you, but like the total for the whole group was
Yeah.
high enough. So I was like, yeah.
You
yeah,
passed without a
this thing doesn't
trace. Yeah.
Yeah.
pass
It was
without a
good. It was a
trace.
great
Pasta
maneuver.
without a trace, as Mana would say. And so we're not engaged. You can't.
Is that a poop? Is that when you don't have to wipe afterwards? Yeah. But the most important question: did you all have fun?
Yes.
So
Yes.
much fun.
Yes.
Every week I feel like I have even more fun.
Good. That's nice.
With me, it's like every week I wish there was just that little bit more. As in, like, I can play for another 2 hours. like, because it started off like 30 minutes and then an hour. And now it's just like, come on.
Look,
because you got that hook in you now.
Yeah, essentially,
Yeah.
yes.
We've been going for
play
a
games.
while. We've been going, like, if we're talking about the whole, because remember, we started on what, the 28th of November 2020.
Yeah.
That's
It
so
was
insane.
almost
Still in
a
my
year and a
command.
half. We're
It
almost
is,
a year
yeah.
and a half.
That's
Mhm.
crazy. That's
We have
so
a month
cool.
and a half until we've gone a year and a half.
Yeah. And we're like 150 hours of D&D.
Yeah. That's actually great. That's actually great.
It's mind blowing how long we've
And,
been
like,
going at.
And what makes me sad is, like, because we mentioned it, but, like, at some point, right, the characters have to either reach their end goal, right? At some point, the characters will have to retire, and we have, you know, in passing mentioned a second campaign or what we do moving forward and whatnot. Like, I don't know how easy it's going to be to let go of these
Yeah.
characters.
It's going to be very
Do you
sad
think
coming
Rudy's
in.
gonna survive?
If we, oh, wow.
Yeah,
I will-
the whole
Spoiler
to
alert,
assume
man.
Rudy's
Say
going
it,
to
say
live.
I will say, since everyone pretty much saw Rudy naked with only the armor on.
That's right.
Listen. Besides his head, his lips are missing. His nose, his eyelids, his ears,
Oh, is this a junk update?
and his like fingertips and his toes are missing. They're just
Yeah.
bones. Besides that, he's just very pale and skinny.
Yeah, right. I see.
Okay, so I haven't lost any. I've just lost a lot of weight, but not like.
Yeah,
And
pretty
then
much.
you turn really paley.
Yeah, so not to the level of being like. Is it emancipated? Is that the he's not-
Emaciated.
Emaciated.
Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
Close.
Yeah, close. So not,
Very different word.
Populating, same
Yeah.
thing.
but he's not that far though, right?
He's, I don't know. We'll have to see. Time goes. He's definitely lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Was I correct about the holes in his butt?
There's scars.
There would be scars. There would be like small scars.
Oh, he actually heals those. Dang it.
Well, he did cast heal wounds.
I would say
Sure.
like Serenray's healing might have a chance to heal scars, but I would feel Urgathoa's healing does not heal scars. I feel like they would leave.
Well, because you've styled it like accelerated natural healing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It leaves you with one maggot.
Yeah,
A gift of one maggot.
No.
Because of the like thematics of Urgathoa, I've also styled it like it's because you know how sometimes maggots and leeches are used to eat like the bad flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yes.
do.
So it's-
Unless they're blowfly maggots, and then they don't.
Yeah, but that's why the guard that was healed started screaming because all of a sudden there were all over, and then his wound was healed.
I'll be real. I forgot that's how the healing worked when I cast the spell.
I knew exactly why
So
that person
Rudy
was
thought
screaming.
it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then when you said he was screaming, I'm like, shit, Rudy needs to be this in character. It's like, yeah, that's what you get in there. It's like he healed with malice, you know?
Oh my
For
god.
healing. Like
Yeah,
I'll
does
let
that
you
feel
die
good?
when I say. You die when I tell you.
Oh my god. We have another question. How much time has passed in story since the start? I know you said it
Oh.
was at least 3 months.
Josie knows
100
this.
days.
100 days.
Hey,
101 now. 101 with the
Dalmatians.
with our last rest.
yeah. You left the city
Dalmatians.
100.
So
Nice.
it's
Wow.
taken
100 days.
100 days to take like
Yeah. You
Like-
were officially also in next month in game. You have passed through the month of Rally.
Yeah. And
Man.
we've completed one major like if we're talking like Skyrim terms, we've completed one major quest line sort of thing, which was the capturing capturing of our initial foe and returning him to Ebonspire. So
Yeah, well, there's also like a lot.
we did we've done a lot.
Yeah. It's
Like,
one
we
of
did
those.
spend like a couple of episodes just shopping.
Yeah,
No, but
I mean, in Skyrim terms, what we've got is like that one big like over quest, which is like capture the guy, and then there's like a bajillion main quest bits that have to be done under that before that first one gets ticked off. Yeah, I feel like we've got that first one ticked off, and now we're working on the second big one and ticking things off.
It is in game the 1st of Hathor.
First of Hathor.
Do we have Josie? Do we have a calendar? Do you have a calendar?
Yeah, I did post one. Yeah, there is a calendar.
Can we get another copy
I'll
of that?
put it in the dice tray as well. There are 12 months. I kept it basic, and all of them has 30 days, except for the last one, it only has 21 days.
Oh,
and how does that work with summer and winter?
Oh, which way around are the seasons? Yeah.
The seasons aren't as prominent because of the Ur-dragons. They affect the climate where they are. So there are seasons, but they're like muted and more leaned towards the disposition of said dragon.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna slap that in my notes up the top.
I do have this little bit as well that I'll put in there for you. It's like a little tidbit of extra stuff. Oop. It's just basics. I didn't go too hard on the like calendar for this world.
Poor Zerf.
Yeah.
Poor Zerf.
Zerf gets
okay. February
Zerf gets
got
a
the
tough
shit.
run.
Yeah, everyone took from February as well. I get you, Zerf. I understand.
Yeah.
On the Zerf Day of Christmas.
Freeze usually starts the first week of July and ends before the 25th. So where are we right now, did you say?
The 1st of Hathor.
1st of Hathor. Okay. Right, so which is the 3rd month.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we would have started because we did the Christmas episode.
You started in Kerala because the freeze come like just at finished. You were in the you were just at the beginning of the month of Kerala because the freeze was late.
Right.
It's been like 1, 2, 3 full months, and then like a few days into one. But it's been 100 days. I've been keeping track. It's been 100 days.
So
right.
we are well and.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
I was just gonna say we're well and truly beyond the point of do they or do they not like each other as friends. I think we all know now we are friends and comrades in arms. I think is like over 100 days. Like, come on. Yeah. We're all buddy now.
Was this a question?
Who
asked this one?
We're certainly a like the kind of misshapen family unit,
As Larzapan has put, beyond the point of no return.
That's what I was initially thinking you were going to say.
Exactly. It's not the family we chose; it's the family we're stuck with.
Yeah.
Hi.
It's the family Arthur got stuck with because I'm pretty sure Arthur was just like he was just given adventurers.
That was pretty much.
Basically,
they went, here's a team, and I went, shit, yeah, I'm the leader.
And that would have happened somewhere during the middle of Dana, the 10th month. Is when you would have left Ebonspire initially.
Right. Oh, on the very first quest.
Well, on the quest down to the Icelands.
Right. Gotcha.
Lars Span says, I like how Darcy just ignores that there are some that are more than friends.
Again,
we're not on a ship.
Any possible communication that leads one way or another was off camera, if you remember correctly.
Yeah.
The camera
never know.
tastefully moved at the right times.
We'll
Wrong
never.
times. We needed that confession.
Yeah.
All you get is like a voice recording of friggin' Rudy. Recording one voice confession of Arthur.
Someone
First
gave Arthur a
thoughts.
magical recording device.
First thoughts on Arthur. I friggin' hate him.
Oh, Larson is gonna steal my science paper thing. I don't think Roju was here for that one.
Hmm?
You know, at the beginning when Roju was off doing the driver's update,
Oh.
I told everyone that I'd read a very interesting scientific paper recently,
Oh.
and essentially the conclusion was that you're all cuties.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually forgot about that. And I was like, where is she going with this? I don't remember this. Yeah. Rude.
Wow. Where's your
Right.
peer review?
I'm peer reviewing you.
Oh shit.
No.
That would be sort of cool to do in game. Have like the guild send us a peer review sort of thing of how I think our
Like evaluation day.
How would you rate your group mates? Well,
Oh wait, does Arthur get reviewed as a leader?
Oh
Is
no!
there like
We
a
get
review process?
interviews?
Oh my god, can we fill out like leader review for like things? Oh my
Josie,
god.
I'm just
Josie,
gonna say,
please.
put this on the dice roll
No,
for a
no.
random event.
No,
And
no.
what happens is someone like just comes out of the shadows, like, "Yep, I'm the guild's peer reviewer, and
Yeah.
now we need to do an evaluation on Arthur."
It's got a
or
clipboard out of nowhere.
You've been selected for random testing.
Yeah. You've been selected
Random
for
and
random
drug
review.
testing.
I mean,
Well-
it wouldn't be the first time we'd had like very, very obvious like official things come in, like when you have to go through customs in Bora and they were checking your luggage.
And we're literally like,
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
no
right,
items and we
like-
don't know what to do with this.
You guys better give me a good review. I've kept you alive safe, not far.
True. So far.
And I know where we got to go.
Oh my god, no. So the
True.
reviewer asked Rudy, so what do you think of Arthur's damage dealing potential in battle? And Rudy will go, wait, to me or to the enemies? Because they're two very different answers here. And then he's gonna go, wait, your leader beats you? It's like, oh, most certainly.
He
yes."
shoots me.
Wait, I want to do something real quick. I want you to say, hi, my name is, and the name of your character as your usual voices, and then as your character voices.
Oh no.
Hi, my name is Arthur.
God damn it. Or you're not in this game. But it's really, no, listen, because Ozzy has a very distinct Rudy voice.
Yes.
True.
Wait, what have I
Mm.
what
You
I do?
do.
What do you mean?
Go
Just
for
say,
it.
hi, my name is Rudy, is in your normal voice, and then as Rudy.
Okay, so say it twice.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so hi, my name is Rudy Magic Hands McGee, and hello, my name is Rudy Magic Hands McGee.
That was like
Yeah.
Rudy at 11.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's-
Rudy when he's very frustrated.
Now,
I
Nana-
find I also have
Nana
to
is
move a
saying-
lot when I say it. I
You
can't like just
do,
say
yeah.
it
You
straight.
like
And I know the best part is that you've gone from like at the start of the campaign, you had the same annoyance about you, but it was a lot cleaner when you spoke. Like,
Oh, was it?
Well,
I
it was
know.
just your own voice.
Yeah, it was a little high, like
You-
nose
yeah,
and yeah, sort of thing.
gone
and-
from like a very I'm Rudy Magic Hands
Yeah.
McGee to I'm Rudy Magic Hands McGee.
Yeah, the party has just wore him down.
Yeah, but see, Nana's got a very distinct voice from
Yeah.
Cuddly,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
Anna.
Oh, we're all doing it. I
Yeah.
thought it was pretty clear that it wasn't my voice. Okay. Hi, my name is Nana. Hello, my name is Nana.
I love it.
So the way you can see when she's putting on the voice is her lips curl back a bit more. It's actually so right now they're very wide, but do Nana voice again.
What?
Do Nana voice.
For
You're- at the
analyzing
moment-
your
At the
face.
moment you're smiling
Yeah.
like
No,
this, but with
No.
your
Nanalizing her face.
Okay, and Roju.
Oh, hello, I'm Gerald the Wizard. Hello, I'm Gerald the Wizard. The wizard on the hat there.
Arthur just not changes. Arthur is.
There's nothing.
I
There's
am-
nothing wrong with that.
I am Arthur, and Arthur is I.
I just
That
enjoy
is
doing
so
the
true.
voice
Sometimes you
now.
call yourself Orb too, and it really.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes
it's a great time. I very much enjoy doing voices. That's why I want to do voice work.
All cuties. Fishy, you're a cutie.
I
Yeah,
can't do
you're a
many
cutie.
voices,
Also,
but-
who's streaming after this? Because it's getting kind of late.
It is getting towards
Yeah.
11, yeah.
Get it going. I was gonna, if someone wants to find us someone to stream, I'm still gonna, one last time, I'm gonna plug over in my Discord channel. If Larkban could please do the Discord shout out. We do monthly one-shots, and in 2 weeks there will be a D&D one-shot, and it is plenty of opportunity to sign up if you are a Twitch subscriber. There are 5 spots available, and I believe 2 or 3 of them are taken already. It's a first come, first served situation, but the only requirement is you're part of the Discord server and you have an active Twitch stuff.
I
That's
feel
all
like
you
Rosie
can
will
come
be constantly like, yeah, me. Has his position, seat served, just
Okay.
Roju.
There's Deathy and there's Onion Party from where I sit. Does anyone else have anyone?
There's Dainty.
Oh, I guess I should look, shouldn't I?
I'll have a look.
Dainty
Wait.
is someone that Gouda
I'll
likes.
have a look.
Why don't I have them? Oh wait, maybe it's not showing up.
I don't really have anyone live.
I
aside
have,
from
I
you
have
guys.
this really cute dinosaur.
Is it Dolly the dinosaur? Is
No,
that what
they're not live, unfortunately.
No.
What if?
Spud is on? Yes, Spud wants a spot. Spud is on. No, not Spud.
Amazing.
Spud is streaming.
Wait, Spud's streaming?
Yeah, he
No,
streams.
I don't see it.
Oh,
I
I
don't
didn't see it either. Hang on.
I'm following Spud.
Yeah.
Spud isn't.
SPUD.
Hold up.
I follow Spud.
Spud. Show more 5 channels.
What's his name? Am
Spud
I on-
4497.
Oh, actually, I know someone that we haven't read
Spud is
for a while,
live.
actually.
Spud-
He is,
Spud is
yeah, we're
actually
going.
live.
I'm
What?
going there. You guys
Sorry.
can go
Okay,
somewhere else, but
Okay, because Roju was about to say
Oh,
something.
sorry, what were you saying, Reggie?
Oh yeah, I was just going to say that we've got I've got someone that we haven't rated in a really long time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Aussie Devfro is streaming at the moment.
Yeah,
fuck's
yeah,
sake.
Got him.
For old time's sake.
I got you, Josie, before you could get me. I was like, you gotta go, you gotta go.
Ah, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming here, watching us play.
Where are we going, Josie?
Where are
Going
we?
to
We're going to Spud.
Spud.
Going to
Spud?
Spud.
I don't know if I have
I
Spud.
will give you. I'll give you in the
I will
dice
see you
tray.
there. Mwah.
That is Spud.
I do not bite farts,
Bye.
Lazpan. Awesome. Cool.
Yes. If anything, we will see you all next Sunday. We all stream. I have been Josie Poser. I'm a RPG streamer. I stream 3 days a week. Currently, we're going through Tales of series. We're doing achievement huntings on Tuesdays and Saturdays. And we have Wettest Orb.
hang on. Sorry, I've got problems going on. My
Aussie Debra.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm Aussie Defer. I'm live 5 nights a week. The days and times are going to be shuffling very soon because I just started a new contract of work. So, long story short, Elden Ring, Lego Star Wars, D&D, and various cooperative games.
Nice.
Cuddly Raptor.
I'm a dinosaur. I play Nana Malvora and I stream when I can. So it doesn't
I
really
would
have
have loved it if you just left it at that. That would have been amazing.
Should have left it. I'm
Yes.
kind of regretting it.
Roju from Participation Award.
Yeah, hey, I'm Roju. I have the Channel Participation Award. I stream whenever my mental health allows me to, and you'll find random games. I'm playing too much Lost Ark at the moment, but other than that, you will find all kinds of other games like Yakuza, just whatever I feel like, basically.
Whatever.
Just whatever, it's a variety. Just what do you want? Anyway, I do voices a lot, and that's what you'll find on my channel. Occasionally, there's also a Tim, my good friend. And yeah, that's it. Come say hi.
Orb, what are you doing?
I am Wettest Orb, or Orb, everyone can call me. I stream every night that I can. I play lots of different games, but at the moment it's Elden Ring. I do date night with Cuddly on Wednesdays. We're currently being cats.
Right. But I think that's all. That's been us. And if
That's
you've
us.
enjoyed, make sure to follow everyone, join all the Discords, and we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Bye.
See everyone. Goodbye. So long. Stream's ending. Get out of here. We're sending you on a raid. So enjoy that, or else.
They can't hear you anymore. Well,